Now, why does he sound like? Why does he sound like
Optimus Prime.
the guy who does the voices for Halo matches?
Oh,
Slayer.
shit.
Kill-tacular.
Kill-tacular.
All right, go ahead.
Everybody will now introduce their characters one by one, starting with Colton as Reiner. Rainer. Sorry for my mispronunciation.
Rainer is a variant human blood hunter. He is about 5'7", like a almost dead brown, like tree color for his hair, with some gray touching at his temples.
Older gentleman.
Yeah, he's about halfway through his life.
About 40.
40, yeah. Various scars adorning his face and the sharpest of blue eyes. He has a halberd attached to his back and a crossbow at his hip. He has lived in one village for most of his life, but when he was a child, he and his childhood sweetheart, Inafi, fled from their village to seek a better life elsewhere, to understand her problem. For him to get an education in understanding those problems.
Okay, so he left his village for adventure.
Yes.
And a better life.
Yes.
With his
childhood sweetheart.
Childhood sweetheart. I just wanted to
Yes.
I wanted emphasis on that. And that's Inifi?
Yes, Inafi.
Inifi. Okay. And Tony, you will introduce your character. Dante.
Dante is a tiefling paladin. He's about 6'10", strongman build, early mid-30s. Gold eyes, bright red hair, almost the color of the candles that are sitting at the table, and really dark tan skin. He is of a noble birth. He was the son of a displaced prince, but that said prince has died, and since then his family has been on the run, and he has been separated from them, and he has joined a clergy and is now a paladin. He is under the god of death and justice, I think it was. Death and justice, and basically he's an exorcist.
Okay.
He goes and
What oath?
justice to
What oath does your paladin follow, if I may ask?
I think it's going up yet. I'm still working. That
Okay.
But I will get it to
Okay. Thank you. Oh. No, we're good. I answered my own question. Now, did you pick Orville?
No.
All right. So, what character did you pick, Willie?
I went with Gregor Woodsmith.
Gregor Woodsmith. So that's a peasant name.
Yeah. He is a woodsman. Basically, more or less like a, kind of like a lumberjack, but just more of a, kind of like also a woodworker. He just all around works with wood.
Okay. Class and race?
His class is a druid. Due to the fact that he works with trees so much, he's become more in tune with nature.
Okay.
More akin to its whims and
One question. I'm not making fun of you. Doesn't a woodsman and a druid kind of contradict itself?
Yeah, very much so.
Unless if you're talking about a man who lives in the woods.
Okay, that's what I wanted clarification for.
So you don't mean lumberjack woodsman.
No.
You mean like
a man of the
homeless
woods.
woodsman.
Oh, a man of the woods.
I mean, kind of, but he's still. I don't know. I would imagine him actually, being able to work with the wood and stuff like that. But he doesn't actually go out and cut down trees.
So he finds dead trees.
Either dead trees or trees that have already fallen.
Okay, I like that. That works.
Or even some large branches that fall off and so on and so forth. That's why I said he knows how to work with the wood. He also knows how to like actually no, that's why I mean by the lumberjack stuff. Like he actually goes out and finds these trees.
Essentially, he gives new life to
Yes.
these trees through his art.
Yes.
Okay.
So
He's very in tune with nature.
yes.
All right, go on.
So
Okay. I will. Sorry, yeah, everyone's level 1. I forgot to clarify that.
he's also a half orc. So he'll every now and then he'd go to town. That's how he ended up making a living. But eventually he desired a little more, so he decided to venture out,
Okay.
go even further, and that's how he ends up where he is now.
All right. And now, Bobby, I have read your background, but I would like you to introduce yourself.
All right,
And
I
your
am
character.
playing. Oh, sorry.
No, you're good.
All right, I am playing Vasu. He is a Aarakocra. I picked like a barn owl type deal person. He is 6 feet tall, 80 pounds. He is in his late 70s. And he's pretty much think of like the Grim Reaper, but instead of a skull, it's a big owl face.
Okay.
And he is a Grave Domain cleric under the deity Kelemvor, the deity of death and judgment.
Judgment, that was it.
So you two, the paladin and your character are very, very similar in ways of thought then.
Yeah, and me and Tony had talked about like that could be a way that her and my character know each other.
Okay. And I wanted you to clarify a few things about your background. So did he go to a monastery? Was that it?
Yeah.
A monastery
So pretty
of
much
clerics?
he the Aarakocra reached maturity at age 10. So like he lived in the plane of air, which is like where all the air spirits and stuff live, and where a lot of Aarakocra live. And he studied like I think I put in there the Path of Light domain with air elementals and stuff. But eventually he was chosen by Kelemvor to come to the Grave Domain and learn about the sacredness of death and the importance of not being back from the dead.
Nice. Thank you, Bobby. And Blue, it is your turn to introduce your character.
My main character's name is Inafi, and she's a tiefling sorcerer. Childhood lovers. His character, but basically, since she's like inferior blood, she was bullied at a very young age. Basically, her look, and how different she looked from everyone else. And she basically ran away. Rainer, all of the inferior blood, and the bullying, and just the constant negativity where she became a haunted one. And I think it's necessarily a thing, but basically it's this. She calls it a dark entity, but it's created this second voice inside of her head that is
She's gonna try to join this.
yeah, let me do this instead. Hold on.
She's gonna, since she's lagging.
Difficult, and now you remember my train of thought.
Yeah, if her like words were kind of jumbled,
Yeah, I
she was
know.
kind of
She's gonna try joining off of her phone. So she is of infernal descent, so she is a tiefling.
As she was fighting an echo.
Yes. So the small village was very traditional in its raisings of its young. So having a tiefling be born into it due to a curse on a family bloodline was very not exactly what the family expected it to have happen. So she was bullied and beaten very regularly by the people of the town. That's where Raynor stepped in and started taking the beatings for her, thusly the facial scars.
Oh, sad.
The thought of the tiefling blood, the infernal blood in her, is almost manifesting its own voice due to paranoia and doubts. Because most tieflings in, around the Sword Coast have a bad reputation for having, being, thugs or being cultists or, just being overall bad people. So she was afraid that, having that infernal blood would lead her to do similar things, which is why one night her and Raynor ran away to try to find an answer for it.
Okay. Sad.
Yes.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
So now we're all under the understanding this is a very hard campaign to stay alive.
Yes.
This is known as the TPK campaign.
I got 3 characters in place.
But it is my responsibility as the DM to not kill you off quickly. Nothing will be nerfed. Everything will stay as the stat block says.
All right.
Now, this is the fun part, because I'm not the only storyteller here. Now, everybody's going to tell me how your group came to be and how you know each other. Now, we've discussed Reiner and Enefi, how those characters came together. How did the rest of the group meet up?
I would assume during the combos I might have at least picked those 2 up. And if he and Rainer. Like, just as I'm trying to journey out for Iran to see what up the world I thought.
Okay.
Aquaman and Dante. I don't know. How'd you come to meet us 3?
So I have a hook for you guys. If you guys want to pick it up, that's fine. Just to get the ball rolling. So I thought that you guys all met through the Adventurers Guild in Waterdeep.
I can work with that.
People
Hell
are
yeah.
looking for adventures throughout the land, and you guys are all looking for something better in life. Be that riches, gold, marks of nobility, in a state of land that you can protect,
And
a home for Nefi and Raynor, or even for Vasu, it could be something as perishing the world of the undead.
Yeah, it's our job to help people, so we're going to go places where there will be jobs to do that.
Where's going to be for journey and
Yes. So I say that you all met in Waterdeep.
Yes.
And you all joined the Adventurers Guild as a party.
Yeah.
You all have gotten to know each other throughout your travels, through long journeys. You've not gotten into anything business, or any crazy business other than maybe slaying a few goblins, maybe playing social worker between 2 farmers who says, "No, this is my tree." between landlines, I don't know. And that's up to you guys to figure out, the chemistry between your characters, and that's what Session 0 is about.
Yes.
So we will be starting in the Sword Coast. Now, is everybody familiar where the Sword Coast is?
Yeah, I am.
It is the west side of Faerun. Faerun is the continent of the material plane in D&D. The material plane is just the regular world. It is the west side, the coastline. They call it the Sword Coast, and it's a very high fantasy level. Very high fantasy, like elves. Think of Lord of the Rings when you think of the Sword Coast, like almost identically.
Yeah.
And we will start in a small village where you were given a deed, you were given a quest by the mayor of this putrid village, of this despairing village, called Fandolin.
No.
Now, Fandolin is south of Waterdeep. Waterdeep is this big metropolis-style city.
I'm sorry, I'm so laughing at this.
And south of that is another metropolis-style city called Neverwinter. Or north of that is Neverwinter. Which, if anybody's familiar with 5e, Neverwinter is a big place. Huge. I mean, I'm talking about, I think their population is 58,000 people.
Yeah, it's like it's literally like the New York of Sword Coast. Like
And
Seattle.
then you have Waterdeep, which is this big trading hub throughout the entire Sword Coast. Almost all the goods that go through the Sword Coast is through Waterdeep. And that's where you guys met at the Adventurers Guild in a tavern. Now that you've gotten to know each other as you're venturing down from Waterdeep to Fandolin, this small village that's in disrepair, we'll start our scene. Fields of green rolling over hills. Almost like Scotland, if you've ever seen pictures of Scotland. A small winding path only big enough for two horses side by side to this small village. It is a sunny day. You can feel a light breeze across your face. And you find a tipped over wagon. Standing in the middle, or not standing, more so leaning in the middle of the road, completely blocking your way. There are fields of trees on either side of you. You were standing about 40 feet away.
So we are walking. You have no horses?
No, you do not have any horses.
Okay. I'm going to divert from the party to go investigate the tipped over wagon.
Give me an investigations check. I don't know why that was so hard to say.
Okay. Advantage because of being a blood hunter. Oh, well, that's a way to start off. Nat 24.
Nat 24.
Yes.
You venture off a few feet in front of your party, and then you see arrows. Crudely made arrows with your keen senses sticking out of the wagon wheels, and a dead horse laying in the middle of the road behind the wagon.
Can I do a nature check to see how long that horse has been laying there? Like how far it's decayed?
Yes, but you would have to approach the wagon.
I already approached the wagon. That was the investigation check.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I thought you were just looking.
No, I said I veered off from the party to investigate the wagon.
Okay. Does the rest of the party follow or stay put? Okay. So Gregor will follow along. Dante?
He's close, but he's gonna keep, watch.
Okay. What's your passive perception? Okay.
I'm kind of keeping watch too. Spinning my owl head in all directions.
Give me what's your passive perception, Bobby?
Give me 1 second here. 14.
What was that?
14.
14. And Blue, what do you choose to do?
To stay back but watch from a distance.
Okay. So Vasu, Dante, and Anifi stay back and keep watch as Gregor and Raynor go to investigate the wagon. So do a nature check for me.
Not to interrupt, but how far up is the wagon?
40 feet.
40 feet? Okay, we're good.
Nat 22. I don't like these things. It's scary.
It's been sitting there for 30 minutes. The body's still warm. Blood is still draining
Okay.
and puddling around the horse.
And I determined the cause of death of the horse.
You can see it clear as day, an arrowhead sticking, or an arrow, a crudely made arrow sticking straight out of its neck. But there was no human or humanoids to be found.
Well, whatever killed this horse and either killed off its crew, made off with its loot, it's either very intelligent or they're trying to not very intelligent, or they're trying to make it seem as if they aren't. Pull the crudely made arrow from the horse's neck to properly examine its crude design manufacturing.
Okay. With you being a monster hunter, of all, what is your specific?
I have not heard that yet.
Okay.
That's a level
I'm
3.
so used to you
Yes.
level 3 characters.
Yes.
As you inspect it, it's a goblin arrow right off the bat. The other characters are not aware of this.
Yes.
You were the only one who noticed.
So I'm going to glance back toward my party and give the telltale sign to shut the fuck up. A single finger pressed to my lips, and with my free hand, palm facing down, tell everyone to hunker down.
Everybody give me a stealth check.
Alright, give me 1 second here.
Fucking stealth. This isn't Star Wars 5e. Where is it?
They're in alphabetical order. These are in alphabetical order.
Traditional.
Ooh.
15 for Raynor.
13 for Gregor.
Something for Dante. I don't fucking know. He's a big man. 19 for
12.
Dante.
12 for Vasu.
Blue, did you roll your d20?
12 for Vasu.
Yeah, I got a 20.
Is it natural on the die?
Yeah.
Nat 22 for her.
Nat 22.
Yes.
You're invisible.
The black thing just fades away.
And Iffy seems to fade into the dirt road. Sinking low to the ground, almost invisible. The party members don't even notice. So now, Iffy is completely unseen by the party. Now, Vasu, with your bird-like senses, you notice a bush rustling off to the right of you in that forested area next to the path.
I alert the party.
Okay. So he alerts the party. How do you alert the party?
There's some shaking going on in that bush over there. Whoo!
I have to imagine it's just there's some shaking going on in that bush over there. The same way. Conjure I just owl.
He's such a way with words.
The ladies adore him.
Now, as Vasu, as soon as you speak, the bush begins to rustle even louder, and the sound of the pitter patter of feet can be heard, echoing into the woods, and then slowly fading away.
I will also say that.
No.
I heard movement. It went further
What?
off. Hoo hoo.
What'd you say, Bobby?
I heard the pitter patter of presumably goblin feet.
He has such a way with words.
He's more about function.
Valid. The Raider is going to draw his crossbow
What a charm.
and prep the bolt inside of it.
Sheaths the great sword. That's the only thing he's fucking carrying besides a dagger.
So, Dante, give me a dexterity saving throw.
Great start. For the first time, I think about the dexterity character. He had 8.
Oh man.
Yeah, he's not a stealthy man.
Unfortunately, you become surprised. And an arrow flies through the woods and pierces you directly into the calf,
Oh.
doing
Oh my fucking god!
3 damage.
Ow. That's my fucking calf.
These goblin arrows suck.
They're probably gonna hurt.
Yeah, it hurt a little bit. Yes.
So you just got shot out of nowhere,
What?
and you fall to the ground.
Only gotta do little kid thing.
How does the party
I'd like-
react to your friend just
I'd
being
like
shot?
to focus on the area in which the arrow came from.
Mm-hmm.
Give me a perception check.
That would be 13.
The sounds, they're all muffled by the woods. You cannot detect exactly where the arrow is, but you know that it came from the same tree line where the pitter-patter of feet ran away from you.
Giant tree.
I'm gonna suggest now we get the hell out of here because they likely outnumber us 3-1. Vesu, if you wouldn't mind helping up Dante.
Yeah, I go over and
Attack the giant.
ask if he's all right.
He's alright.
I'm fine. You always gotta attack the giant. Right? It's always gotta be the big one. Always. Never an advantage of being 7 feet tall. Never an advantage.
So Vasu and Raynor pick up Dante, leading a trail of blood behind them as the arrow is still protruding from your calf.
And if you do keep up, I'd rather not lose you to a bunch of goblins.
And Effie's so well hidden that not even her voice can be heard from the party.
There we go. Wi-Fi. Good lord. Anyway, just if she's still really good at stealthy, she's just gonna be silently pitter-pattering behind them. Just
Still unseen by the party, and now the party seems to be struck with worries. They can't find their friend.
good at hide and seek.
Inafi, this is not hide and seek when we were 3. Please come out.
I smell a ruffle of bushes just he posing from the bushes. Gmod just sliding feet across the terrain.
No, Gregor, if you're, gonna keep looking at the dead horse back there.
I assumed he was already following.
Alright? Let's get the fuck out of here. The party's scurry down the road, away from, the children of the corn.
Okay.
I heard him too.
No.
Sorry, I'm just making a joke. I'm making a joke.
Willie, hand me the candy stick.
Now, because of your wounded teammate or your wounded party member, you travel half the speed. Unfortunately,
Yes.
the bushes seem to come alive on both sides of the path, shaking violently. The sound of distant drums can be heard.
Either the marching band or our death.
Trick or treat, smell my feet, give me something good to eat.
with a bunch of pissed off trick or treaters.
If you don't, I don't care. I'll pull down your underwear. That was gross.
Oh no! Well, 3 states.
We need to talk about your
But immaculately, you escape. The drums become distant. The rattling of bushes and trees is now just a somber memory. As you guide yourself down the path and into a pasture, you find the village and a small wooden sign hanging loosely by one hinge, creaking back and forth. And it says Fandolin.
Oh, that's so fucking.
Either the village, doesn't pay its tax, or the goblins got here first.
Well,
Oh, razor blade. I'm kidding. Tony, what'd you do?
Damn razor blade again.
most likely not. Considering you just tried to take down your giant.
Are there any people outside in the village as we're approaching?
Not from where you can see. The village is in a low valley.
Well, I think we should find a building, make some shelter. We'll find the doctors. That's if the village is, still operating.
It's not.
Fine.
Fine. First time I had an arrow in my leg. Won't be the last.
So, Rainer is going to help Vasu carry Dante forward one of the buildings.
Okay. Now, as you approach the village, getting closer and closer, the village seems to spring to life.
Oh my god.
There are people walking amongst the streets, but there are guards posted at a small waist-height gate. That is the wall of their city, it seems to be.
Waist high.
Waist high to Rainer, so probably about 3 feet.
You
Good almost 4 feet on that.
Right.
But everybody seems to be in good spirits. Even though as you walk up to this small gate, you can see the goblin arrows sticking out of certain buildings. Part of the thatched roofs are burnt and smoldering with a little bit of ember. But the overall arc is still happy. Everybody seems to be happy.
That's either really dangerous or.
Yes, I too like to set my roof on fire when I'm, high spirits.
At point.
Then a guard approaches you, walking at a very fast pace, adorning only a helmet and a spear. And he's shoeless.
I see.
I see.
Oh god.
I like this town already.
Of course you would. You can't wear shoes.
Confused by the conversation between Vasu and Rainer, the guard says, "Boy, what are you doing here?"
Friend's been shot.
Gestures to the arrow obviously sticking out of his leg.
We need a healer.
A hero, you say? Well, come on into the city. You're not a troublesome bunch, are you? Hey, this is my home.
I kind
I'll
of
make it
show on the back of my cloak the symbol of Kalimvor.
Let's give it a shot.
Let's give it.
Yes. Please take us to your healer.
Now, you also remember the reason you're here. Because there was a quest to help this small village.
Oh, yes. Yes, let's give it a shot.
So, what brings you to Fandolin? He says, chewing loudly on a big thing of snuff as he spits disgustingly, getting some on his shoe.
He's not wearing shoes.
Sorry, getting some on his foot and then wiping it in the grass.
Oh yeah, because you've already clearly given it a shot.
I know, right?
Well, as previously stated, we're here for our friend to get healed.
Preferably sooner before this thing is expected.
Scream with
Oh.
the color.
By the look of that arrow, it seems to be poisoned.
Oh, that's reassuring.
See, the goblins tend to rub their feces on it.
That's not a poison. That's an infection.
Infection.
Yeah, come on in. Come on. Eric! The guard calls to the other guard, who seems to be much more appropriately dressed to be a town guard. He's wearing a chainmail shirt, a short sword, and he's also wearing a helmet, but he has shoes on. Bobby, did you hear Tony?
I did not.
Basu, you are coming with me.
All right.
With that underway, I'm just gonna slink off out underneath of Dante's arm.
A shooting pain shoots up your leg as the weight, all your weight gets pressed into your knee and down your calf.
Walk it off. Yep, we're just gonna
Making you just lean into Vasu with all your weight.
Oh no. And how much does Dante weigh?
Oh, like closer to like 200.
Give me a strength check, Vasu.
No, I was gonna say I'm gonna have to make a strength check because I'm 80 pounds.
Yes. Stay away from my funeral, he says.
Okay.
Alright, fine.
I-
Walk your damn
keep-
self, you bum ass leg.
I keep on rolling 13.
I'll make a funeral.
So you got okay. You are just barely holding this massive man. Your little owl-like legs are trembling, and the rest of the party can see. Give me a constitution check. What,
Okay, who's
Vasu?
making a constitution check?
Dante is.
I was just gonna say under the weight of Dante, I'm just like, where's the doctor?
Where's the doctor? 18?
Yeah.
So, finally getting your footing, you just proudly arch your back up and just walk like nothing happened with a slight limp.
Arrow just sticking out of the middle of my.
So you just watch this 200-pound giant just walk it off like it's nothing.
Kid with a scratch.
So the guard you had met, formerly known as Eric, is now showing you to the town healer. It's a small little thatched building, one story. Most of it is outside. There's a big lattice roof type deal. Vines growing up, and it's very pretty. Well, it's mostly outside. So you just got to duck. Well, it's 10 feet tall. It's a single story. The town healer is there, and her name is Margaret, and she introduces herself as such. Sweet, kind old woman, wearing nothing but an apron and a nice, pretty dress and a fancy hat. That seems to be overwhelmingly big for herself. I mean, this hat's ginormous. And there's owl feathers sticking out of it.
Out of his water skin. Audible slurping.
I eye the hat.
She stares at you with a big old grin, like nothing's going on. Just completely oblivious to the situation.
I'll leave this one to you.
Oh, thank you.
You should be fine.
This
Literally, just walk to the over here. I'll be fine. Everything's fine.
sweet old Margaret. See her with her shaky hands. She looks to be 80 years old. She says, "What brings you to Fendelin? I see you got a nasty bit there."
An injury on the way here. It's Just need patched up and healed and we can be on
Okie dokie. So, price-wise, it'll be 2 silver pieces.
I pay.
Oh, you pay, Vasu?
I pay.
Oh, how nice. You hand the old woman, you hand Margaret 2 silver pieces, and she gives you your. I'm assuming you just have gold, or did you break it down?
I broke it down.
Okay, cool. So you give her 2 silver pieces, and then she says, "Oh, you're such a pretty little fella, aren't you?" And she tries to boop her hand or her finger on your beak, the end of your beak.
Boop accepted.
Accepted.
Just, what pretty feathers you have!
I kind of just extend my wings a little bit and then shrug.
The flap of the wings just kind of makes your outfit just kind of sway in the wind. So she gets you patched up. And what is Raynor and Gregor and Iffy doing?
Well, Iffy's no longer blending in with the road, right?
No. She's not visible to anybody in town, I'm just saying. Crowded around the giants that she calls her party.
Raider's gonna loop arms with her to go find the door.
Give me a perception check to find an Iffy.
God damn it.
Yeah.
Okay. 14.
And Iffy, give me a stealth check.
Oh,
With disadvantage because you're out of the greenery now.
Okay.
It's a 10 silver per gold piece, right?
Roll the die.
10
silver gold piece, right?
I
I
did.
believe so.
Roll your d20, Blue, and then do you see the number for next to stealth? Blue?
Would
No.
music be too distracting? Just like
Do you have your character sheet up?
something
Yes.
uppity.
Okay. Is it on your phone?
Yes.
So you're on your phone?
Oh no, I see it. There's stealth.
Okay. What do you mean? Hold on. So what number did you get, Blue?
I said 10.
Well, miraculously, she just pops into vision like a phantom. Unfortunately, you didn't see her standing behind Gregor.
Well then. But I did find her.
Yes, you did find her. She just appears out of thin air, as quiet as a mouse.
I'm gonna loop arms with her and just kind of lean in and just. You really have to stop doing that. You're gonna take
Sure.
years of your life.
Well, it's the shortness. I can't help being the smallest.
So, you're all, I'm assuming, at the healer's hut, their little shack.
Yes.
The whole party is. I just wanted to collectively know
Yes.
that. Now, as Margaret healed your wounds, she's like, "Goblins, they're nasty things. They've been attacking the city. We had to send help to Waterdeep. I'm assuming, since you're far travelers, that wouldn't be you, would it?"
Coaching.
I just look to Dante.
Oh god, is he fucking Mordecai?
You can just speak up a little bit.
That look now.
I didn't hear it. There's someone.
a little bit more projection, and then also say you look to Vasu, because unfortunately, because of Discord, we have to like announce who we're talking to.
Right.
Gonna have to
He
speak
looks
up.
over
I'm in
at
my
the-
70s.
The mic's over here.
You hear Vasu look at you with this grimace, and he says exactly what he said in character.
Why are you looking at me like that now?
Well, you're usually the conversation part of this duo.
And yet you're the one that's been talking.
Touche. And then I look back at, I think her name was Margaret, right?
Yes.
Then I just agree that we are those people that she heard about.
Oh, fantastic! Great news! Go to the townhouse in the middle of the village. You meet Decor. Decor the Lesser. He's the mayor of our little village. Just don't patronize him. Keep your words big, if I have to say so myself.
Understood.
Alright. We shall be off then. Thank you for your services.
Of course. Anytime, come back, darling. Especially your little birdie fellow. Oh, you're so cute. Now, may I ask, may I have some of your feathers? Oh, just one?
If it's just one, then that might be all right.
Take this healing potion in return. She hands Vasu a healing potion.
What kind of healing potion?
A lesser healing potion.
Lesser healing
So
potion.
a minor healing.
Okay.
Also, how do you spell his name?
Decor. Dekor. That's how I was gonna do it. Now you make your way to the townhouse after leaving Margaret, who is very happy. She loves you guys. She adores you.
Well, as we
Big
were leaving,
grimace.
as I'm walking forward, my owl head is just turned all the way back, looking at that hat.
Vasu,
Looking at that hat.
he just Dante just puts his hand on top of Vasu's head and turns his head back around and face forward.
The wrong way.
No.
And as my head is being turned, I'm just like, ooh.
His neck it stretches out like one of those Rock'em Sock'em robots.
Stay looking forward. Hold head, turn around 180 kind of freaks me out when you do that.
Yeah, somebody did it for me.
As you go towards the townhouse, the door has many locks on it. 7 or 8 to be exact. There was just a small little letter in very bad handwriting.
I'm gonna lean down to Inafi and just kind of like mutter something. Just, I thought you were the paranoid one.
I'm sorry, were you saying something?
No, not in the slightest. So I'm just gonna, with my other arm, just knock on the door.
Who is that? If you're a dragon, go away.
Roar.
Oh, that's not funny. He says, speaking through the door in a muffled voice.
We're the adventurers you hired from Waterdeep.
There's a slot
And
that appears
As he,
out of no.
as he
Whoops.
says that, I want to use thaumaturgy to make his voice boom.
And his voice echoes through the door, shaking it. Then you hear a loud thud from behind the door and a squeal.
Dude.
Step on my toes.
Everybody in town everybody in town in the square then turns to look at the entire party standing in front of the townhouse.
Sorry, frog in my throat.
Even the bard playing music on his little porch, on his little homestead, just breaks a string because of the echoing boom that just throttles the ground.
You have got to quit doing that.
He needs to talk with his chest.
This guy is very clearly a paranoid. Talking with my chest is the last thing I need to do. Otherwise, peering through the open slot, we might run out of a job opportunity if I kill this guy.
We don't need someone else to talk through their chest. I am standing here. That's all I do.
The same shoeless guard that addressed you at the beginning of the city then approaches you.
No one can say.
Oh, with all that shouting, it's making everybody paranoid.
I will do my best. My apologies. As I side-eye the large owl man.
Standing straight forward, I turn my head 3/4 of the way around and look at him and be like, paranoid?
I'm just gonna gently knock on the door again. Yes, we're the adventurers you hired from Waterdeep.
A slot appears out of nowhere from the middle of the door. But the slot is groin level.
Like crouch down.
Groin level
You know
with
what you have to
Rainer.
do.
Crouch down so I can stare through the crotch slot.
What do you say, Vasu?
I said, you know what you have to do. That was out of
You're
character.
not going to do it.
What was that?
Ignore him. He's not house trained yet.
I've been working on that.
A pair of beady eyes that appears through the slot, just eyeballing each character, looking them.
Their shins. Since we crouch down.
Okay, we're gonna crouch out so we can actually see what's in the saw now.
So, outside the woods, goblins. And as I can see, you look like a very formidable and slightly diverse party of adventurers.
The shit. Yes. Very durable to assume. Before turning my gaze back to the slot.
I'm fine. Thanks for asking.
You're like 7'10" out of man meat. I don't doubt that you're not durable. Anyways.
Call him man.
Yes, I just called him man meat. What are you gonna do about it?
So, give me a charisma check, Rainer. You too, Vasu. Give me a charisma check.
Just flat charisma?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, we got a 5.
Well, be off then to the woods. Don't bother me till you come back. But I need proof. I need proof of your. I need the decapitated head of a
Of a goblin?
Yes. I need 3 goblin heads.
3. Okay, 1 is doable, but I don't know about 3.
Well, your friend insulted me.
Dante's now gonna crouch. And he looks.
I can insult
40 gold pieces. And
How about we give you 20 gold pieces, 2 goblin heads?
I meant for you. Are you daft?
Yes.
Kinda. He didn't go to school.
Okay, we give you 2 goblin heads. 3 is a little much.
3. 3, take it or leave it. 2.5.
That's doable. That's surprisingly doable.
Give me a charisma check. Give me a persuasion check. Specific.
Ooh.
Very much precision. Yes, dirty 22.
Dirty 22. Oh. Well,
Half? I'll offer.
fine. 2.5, but none lesser.
2.5 goblin heads it is.
Wait, what classifies as half? Like jawbone, bisected upper half of the cranium?
What's the brain?
I don't know. You'll figure it out.
Jaw.
I was gonna say skull chalice.
Well, I need to see the eyes, the beady eyes.
So you just want 6 goblin eyes?
That'll work. Actually, goblin ears.
So 6 goblin ears.
Goblin ears.
Deal.
You just said
Oh.
goblin ears. Got it.
Rainer is going to stand back up and step away from the crazy door.
That is Gregor. Gregor's gonna create this.
He then slams the tiny slot in the door, and then slides a really crudely drawn map under the door frame, or through between the door frame and the door. The map shows the path that you wandered into town, and then leading off into the woods.
Yes. Well, before we go, should we not gather supplies first?
Yeah, so it would be smart.
So if he's still clutched arm-wise, I'm not entirely not convinced that we did not just talk.
It looks like a little kid drew a treasure map.
Yes, I'm not entirely unconvinced that we did not just speak with the kindergartner.
Oh yeah.
Kindergartner with a thirst for goblin ears.
That's not one of these words. Yes.
Not so powerful.
Raider's just gonna start leading with an if
So sure.
Oh, I am.
Anifi.
Hmm?
Anifi.
Yes.
As you exit from the entrance of Decor's homestead, you see a very, very vibrantly colored vagabond type standing in a corner, watching you the whole time. The party didn't notice, but you did, and he was chuckling to himself and writing down something.
She's going to, if she could, she would halt not only her tracks, but try and pull Rainer to a short stop as well.
Could you repeat yourself? You're cutting out again.
Hold on. There. Better?
Try saying a sentence again.
Potatoes are
Oh.
good.
No, that's hold on. That's not much better. Yeah, hold on.
The anticipation.
It's killer.
Okay. Speak. That's better.
Yay! Okay, anyway. So, if she could, she's going to not only stop in her track, but pull Rainer to an abrupt halt while non-pupil split eyes stare directly at the colorful vagabond, unblinking.
Give me a charisma check.
Fine.
5. Did you add your bonus to it?
Yeah.
Okay. 5.
5. He stares at you and he chuckles to himself. And he gives you a little finger wave.
Did if he managed to stop Rainer? Since they're walking together, she has to
Yeah.
stop him.
Yeah. She stops Rainer while the party ventures to what they assume I'm going to is a market or general store.
Yes.
Okay.
Rainer's gonna lean down on like his face next to Inefe's. What are you looking at?
Was going to curl into very, almost a very small animalistic doll. Like what a doll like it snarls at you whenever you touch it when it's gonna eat. Like that's the kind of the face. It's clenched teeth and her free hand raising, she's gonna point at the vagabond just silently.
So I see the vagabond fall at her point.
As she points where the vagabond once was, he vanished without a trace. But the building he was standing in front of was a tavern.
Cock my head to the side.
Never mind.
You
She's gonna like rapidly take her head and just purely blame it on her lack of sanity.
sure?
It's fine.
Well,
It's fine. Fine.
certain the others can handle the grocery shopping. If your head's getting to you, why don't we get a drink to help quiet it down?
I don't think that you should. I tried getting drunk many times to, stop with the, voice, but it always makes it a lot louder. I thought you've learned this by now.
I have not.
Huh? A secret that you just learned.
Exactly. So, what did you see this time?
Something colorful. I couldn't tell if it was a person or a creature, but bright, and it was colorful, and it stood out, and it just waved at me.
Have any of the other things in your head waved at you before? Meanwhile, he's just pointing at his journals, jotting it down.
Okay.
Maybe. Well, they usually look at me, and they'll open their mouth. I think they're talking to me, but usually no words come out, but they've never waved.
Never waved, so
It's like he saw me.
like he saw you.
Like he saw me.
The rest of the party can hear the conversation between the two childhood sweethearts.
If you think there was something there, maybe it wasn't inside. He's just gonna gently take his little pen, tap her in the temple.
Okay.
Why don't we head over to the tavern and see if anyone else saw anything?
And if they didn't, they're all gonna think I'm crazy.
You said you were the one to see something. I've taken the blame for you before. I'll do it again. Besides, I like it when people think I'm crazy. Makes them fear me.
Meanwhile, the rest of the party stare at
And he's gonna start guiding her toward the tavern.
All right. So the other adventurers are off to the market. Vasu, are you off to the market?
Yeah, I'm gonna be pretty much shadowing Dante,
Okay. Okay.
which isn't hard because of his size
Wow.
and height.
Yes, we understand.
So,
The Jolly Two. Really move. Find the whole thing. Good.
so there are a few shops. There's an armorer, a smithy, like a swordsmith, or a weaponsmith. You can see by their elegantly decorated signs that hang above the awnings of the buildings, overseeing the porches where their business takes place, where the entrance is. You also see a herbalist, a potion maker, an alchemist, and a normal general store. So the party, so Dante, Vasu, and Gregor, which shops do you choose to go to?
You know the list of shops again one more time?
So there's an alchemist, a herbalist, an armorer, a weaponsmith, and a general store.
Alright. This and
I made one. I want to see if we can.
all right. For somebody else, I'm gonna try and check out the herbalist.
Oh, poo. These are the car keys.
Oh shit! Fuck. It's an intervention.
Well, we'll just have to end early.
What time?
4:30.
That's fine.
I have him in the car. I can get him.
Okay. So Vesu, Dante, and Gregor, which shops do you choose to go to, or which shop in general?
I choose to go to the herbalist first.
Okay.
I'm gonna go. Donna's gonna go to the general store.
Okay.
I'll go with Dante.
He's my little partner in crime.
Your little partner in crime.
Well, he's a big boy. I'm just fucking a giant.
He's little to you.
Crazy.
No, for once, I wasn't being dirty. I was on you this time. No, from another one. I wasn't.
Okay.
Just give me the box.
No, same thing. Anyways,
So we'll start with the general store with Dante and Vasu. It's a basic general store. All the amenities, so anything that's on the adventuring gear table in the player's handbook can be seen in this general store.
Oh, they're over there. It's Willie.
These players music, please.
Well, anything that's 10 gold pieces or less. 25 gold pieces or less. So anything in this store that's in the player's handbook, in the adventuring gear table, is in the store if it's 25 gold pieces or less.
Sure. I can find it.
Found it.
Is there anything in particular you're looking for, Visu and Dante?
I am not.
No, nothing in particular. Just looking.
I love that outfit on you. I don't know why. It just suits you.
I like the coloring.
Very festive.
So all but like one thing is on this here. All but like two things.
What?
All but like two things.
Yep.
Um, sorry, I've never seen this.
Take your time. Hey, Bobby, do you have the table for that?
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now.
Okay.
Kind of browsing.
So you're just walking up and down the aisle through the shop. The shopkeeper's keeping to himself. He's just stacking things on a shelf behind him.
Still a jerk. Little.
Average height.
They're average height. So Rainer's height is average height.
That's all Rainer. 5'7".
So between 5'7" and 5'10". Everybody's just normal. The population of the town is just various races. But every interaction you've had is with humans. Except you don't know what race Decor is.
you just tell me most likely will.
Now, Gregor, you are at the herbalist market. It's just a few stalls with a long piece of wood with the sign hanging of it. You know, it has like a bunch of flowers and different various plants on it.
All right.
There is an herbalist table. Or so anything 10 gold pieces or less
All right.
on the alchemy table in the player's handbook. The ingredients table can be found at this market.
Really? You can look the table up online.
Yeah, that's what I've been doing.
Look up the PDF.
Quick question: would Druidcraft be able to work on like seeds, like vine seeds?
Yeah, you could. If seeds are on there.
Okay, no, I was just asking.
Are we talking like the Druidcraft spell that can make seeds bloom?
Yeah.
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 Okay, I
All
wasn't
kinds
sure.
of seeds.
Yeah.
Okay, I wasn't sure if it was just limited to that or just.
So if it's on the ingredient table, it's there.
Okay.
So as they're browsing, and let me know when you guys find something you need or want. We're gonna go to the tavern with Neffy and Rainer. You okay?
They just sat on a ball.
Beautifully done.
It felt great.
Yeah. I'm like a fucking. What animal is it? I'm like a fucking tanuki. I've got fat fucking. Just sat on one. Okay. We're in the tavern, yes?
Yes, you enter the tavern. It is lively. There's beautiful music playing. There's a bard in the background. You see a bunch of the villagers and farmers and serfs. They're all having a good time, a hearty time. You do see a few of them kind of mourning in a corner.
Yeah.
And then you see the barkeep.
Tavern.
It's a very small tavern.
Okay.
So it's got 2 floors, a railing around the second floor
Okay.
that lead to a few rooms. There's only 6 tables
Hmm.
and a bar that only seats 4 people.
From our positioning on the first floor, is there any seating, like tables upstairs?
No, it's just a railing for
Okay,
rooms.
so it's just about.
Yes, and there's a stairwell going up to it,
Um,
next to the bar.
Do I see any people that look to be dressed in bright colors?
Yes, you do. Give me a perception check.
What table was it?
It should be the ingredients table.
18.
Okay. You see a brightly colored man in the corner, and he's still staring at you.
I'm gonna gently nudge NFE. Just is that the guy that waved at you?
He is tuning a lute.
He didn't have the loot in his hand. That can't be him.
Is it the same one or?
Neffy, it is the same person.
He didn't have the loot the first time I saw him, but it looks exactly like same guy that was waving at me outside. So maybe I'm not just crazy after all.
I didn't think you were crazy. So with her in tow, he's going to begin to approach the brightly colored man.
Okay.
Excuse me, sir.
And how may I do?
Oh, sweet.
You're in for a treat.
You've been staring at us for quite some time.
Me, for some reason.
Yes, at her.
He presses his heavily ringed finger to his lips. Your group seems out of place here.
Say the same for you. You sure you're not part of a traveling circus?
Me? What do I look like? A gypsy? The man looks like a gypsy.
Looking directly at NFE. So, and when you imagine, it's like a scene from The Office. He just looks at NFE,
Jim.
blinks slowly.
Jim face.
back at the fucking gypsy, does the gin face and
You
just
can tell the difference between these two pictures.
they're the same.
This is the same picture.
Yeah, sort of. Can I help you?
Well, you just seem like a lively bunch. And especially helping out our small little town. I would greatly appreciate it. I overheard you talking to the mayor.
All right. What can we do for you?
May I play you a tune?
I'm just gonna look toward NFE, exhale heavily.
Sorry, but I'm not that much music these days.
You have a purpose for us, no? Besides an audience, what do you want?
Nothing. I'm just interested in your little group, that's all.
Notes outside the first time I saw you.
Slowly, it's just
It's notes to my new song, The Lady in the Alphabet Hat.
Can I see those notes then, if you wouldn't mind?
Yes, he presents it gallantly. Just right in front of your face, holding this small paper book.
This is all fine, I look up.
Is it like plants and stuff?
Good talent.
take a book.
Yeah. Beautiful.
Still muttering under his breath, just a moment, nauseous.
She's going to gingerly take the small scrap of paper that the vagabond had graciously outstretched.
Say again,
She
Blue.
took the notes.
Okay. Just, how rude. That was mine. His big hooped earrings dangle as he bends down to face you.
Rainer's just gonna peer over her shoulder at the notes.
She's going to be rapidly flipping through the pages.
Is there anything of noteworthy that Rainer can determine from looking at pages?
You notice as he scratches his mustache for a second that it's curled in a very, very eccentric way.
Yeah.
And he waves his hand as she's flipping through the pages. And the only thing you see is music.
Like how? So he just does.
He does this.
Like he's adjusting his sleeve.
No. He's just.
Do an Arcana check. See if he casts any spells.
Yes.
$19.
Okay. Yes. You feel the sense of magic come off of his fingertips, sensing it.
Don't bother looking at his notes, and if he just cast a spell, whatever he actually written down is replaced by music, probably.
How rude!
Don't play me for a fool like you play your flute.
I would never.
Can I do an insight check to see if he's fucking with me?
Yes.
Dirty 23.
He doesn't seem to be messing with you, other than his little use of magic.
Then what did you actually write down? What was the spell for?
Oh. Spell?
I know magic use when I see it.
Scarred fellow.
I know magic use when I see it. I studied it.
Well, you'll have to look elsewhere, unfortunately. Well, I should be off. Neffy, give me a dexterity check.
Alright, 14.
He snatches the book from you, and then stuffs it into his brightly colored vest. Well, I'll be off. Toodaloo! By the way, I didn't get your name. Oh, what a little promiscuous little thing, aren't you?
Rainer is going to release Inafie from his grasp, start walking toward the flamboyant man, and like shoulder check him to do a sleight of hand check to pull the notes from his lapel.
Okay, go ahead.
That is nat 24.
You gracefully swipe the book as you shoulder check him. I kindly ask your name, show you my beautiful music, and you bump into me. Rude bunch you are.
You were the one with the interest in us. My apologies. Inafie, come along.
Yeah, I'm not finding anything for plants.
Just buy a herbalism kit.
All right.
So, Vasu and Dante, did you find anything you liked?
You can say I found plants on here, but no prices.
Just assume they're all... Let's assume everything on the list is 5 copper pieces. Unless it says rare underneath the description. Then it'll be 2 gold pieces.
Dante's picking up 2 daggers and a whip.
2 daggers and a whip?
Yep.
It's how many gold pieces?
If it says rare, it's 2 gold pieces. Everything else is 5 copper pieces. If it says common.
That actually works. So anything under rare is like 2 copper pieces.
2 gold pieces.
No, it said anything under rare.
Anything common is 5 copper
Oh.
pieces. Anything rare,
What about uncommon?
uncommon, they don't have any uncommon items.
Cool.
Vasu, are you buying anything?
Okay, see there also.
I was muted. That is my bad. I saw a book. Can I get a book that has no writing in it, just blank pages?
Yeah, you can get that.
I will buy that.
So you pick up your items and you take them to the shopkeep. And a very kind dark elf man, which is strangely rare. He was off-putting. He's so gentle in the face. And he's so polite. Did you find everything you were looking for?
Yeah. Sounds fine.
Oh, perfect.
So we can set the items down on the counter.
Alrighty.
Each day for set items.
Yeah. And so you'll take the amount of gold for the things you bought, and you'll take it out of your inventory. And he says, "Oh, and by the way, would you like a mint for the road?"
Can't say no to him.
My wife makes them. They're lovely.
Vasu extends out a hand.
Extends out a wing. These beautifully little crafted, wrapped candies with chocolate and red and white swirls are handed to each of you. You can choose to eat it now, or you can keep it in your inventory for later.
Eating it now.
You see the biggest smile on his face when he watches you eat it, and it was so delightful. It gives you a bump up of 5 HP, temporary, for 1 day.
How many did you say? 5?
Yeah, you get plus 5 temporary hit points for the day.
All right.
Okay. So apparently I can't add herbals in the character.
Okay.
It's not available.
No, it is. It just doesn't add it to the inventory.
Just make a custom item and then just put
I know that
herbals
is.
in kit.
Fine.
Okay. And then you
Alright, so yes.
and you can specify by the plants you have through that list.
Hold on.
Just pay for the herbalism kit, and then you can, however many things it gives you, you can replace those with whatever items you saw on that list of plants.
No, hold on. I know. I just feel like job like I had to take it away.
Oh, that's fine.
So you said so that's like you said herbalism kit was. Did you say the herbalism kit was how much? Because I know it was like 5.
Yeah.
Okay, we look back.
Well, just when you find it, take however many monies, however much coin it costs, take it out of your inventory.
Okay, so I did do it right.
And you're met by a dark elf woman who is also very polite.
I was gonna say I'm gonna get 3 because there was a rare one in there. It was
Just add it as we go on.
no, I was gonna then tell you it's silver thorn.
Okay.
If you wanted to look that over.
Okay.
Yeah. So, thinking, how much would one small sack of silverthorn be?
2 gold pieces.
2 gold pieces for like a whole.
It has 5 uses.
So it's 5. Cool. It's still 2 gold pieces.
Yes. A lovely dark elf woman, very beautiful in the face, which is uncommon. She greets you, very warm and welcoming. Here you are, sweetheart. And did you find everything okay?
Yes, I see.
Okay. Would you like a mint? I make them myself.
Sure.
And you were also given a piece of lavishly made candy. Do you choose to eat it now or save it for later?
I won't see it.
Okay. So, the man left the tavern, and now you have the book in your possession.
There are tables available.
Yes, there are 2. 2 empty ones, unless you want to join somebody.
2. Rainer will sit at one of the unoccupied tables.
Okay.
And begin to flip through the pages of the book.
The only thing in the book is music and a list.
What is the list?
Your races. You notice a list of the race of each party member with a question mark next to it. And an unknown language. What languages do you speak?
My languages that I speak, common and undercommon.
You do not recognize the language.
Shift the list in the text over to Enifi.
Okay. Enifi, what are your languages?
Abyssal, Deep Speech, Draconic, and Infernal.
It is still unknown to you. It is a small paragraph of text.
Close the book. Put it in my map.
Well, what if we can find someone among us that waited?
Among us.
Among Us.
Sure.
No, stop it. I'm going to sleep. Good night.
Well, that was actually my prior thought.
As you two talk, I will see what they're doing next. Vasu, Dante, and Gregor, what are your next? What do you guys want to do
So
next?
I'll just go ahead and check out the general store. See if we can get some more food.
Okay, so you everything available in the general store is on the table, and they only have things that are 25 gold pieces or less. Okay.
And as they're walking to the cabin, Dante's going to
Okay, Vasu, do you follow Dante to the tavern?
Yes.
As you are heading towards the tavern, a lavish man in multicolored robes, well, garb, hoop earrings, and many rings on his hands, carrying a lute, walks out shuffling, patting himself. He looks concerned. But you've never met this man.
Please, how far are we from him?
A few, you know, within talking distance, at least 10 feet. Because you guys are just crossing the street, because the general store is right across from the tavern.
Did you lose something, sir?
Oh, hello. Yes, I seem to have dropped my book.
What did it look like?
Well, he says as he spreads his arms out, and you hear all of his meticulous items and jewelry jingle. Well, it was a small leather-bound book, roughly as thin as a thumb. I just walked out of the tavern and had a conversation with your friend. And he says, "Oh, yes, I saw you walking together. I assumed you were all friends." If you see
Vasu
it.
kind of just tilts his head. You saw us?
Oh, yes. Yeah, you were talking to the mayor, weren't you?
And leans his head the other direction. Why were you watching?
You're just newcomers to the town. I'm just... Of course we're going to look at newcomers. You're not from here. We don't get many travelers through Phandalin these days.
Can I check to see if he's being genuine?
Yes, do an insight check.
Dante is very skeptical.
You can do an insight check as well.
Ooh. Natural 26.
He is being completely genuine.
Okay.
Everything he said seemed to be completely true. From a certain point of view.
Right. Well, why don't you hang around here for a minute and I'll see if I can find your friends.
Of course. Of course. My... there's a bunch of music in it, by the way. Wonderful. I'm enthralled at your help. You little owl man. What is your name?
And how tall is
Wait,
this
the owl
person?
man's 6 feet?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm 6 feet tall.
Vasu is 6 feet.
I keep thinking he's like 4 feet.
No, Vasu
No.
is 6 feet.
I
80
think I keep
pounds
mixing him
It's a
with
big owl.
one of your... Okay, he's 6 feet.
6 feet.
And you're...
6'10".
And Gregor's 6.
I'm mixing up all your guys' heights.
So
Dante's a giant, essentially.
yeah, there are 3 giants. There's the giant owl man who's 6 foot.
Dante's
The
also
giant paladin who's about almost 7 feet tall.
My bad, Bobby. I
No,
have
you're
my
good.
notes backwards.
Gregor who's 6'5".
Dante's also like strong and like he's a big man.
Okay. I'm glad we established that. Now back to the game. No, it's good. I'm glad I know that now. He peers up at the giant owl man. And you, what might your name be?
I extend my hand, my talon hand, and say Vasu.
Oh, Vasu! I love it. It suits you quite well.
Just nods.
He's very heartwarming. He's very polite and heartwarming.
And genuine.
And your name, my good horned fellow? Dante. Very lavish your name is. Well, I'll be waiting here.
Give us about 2 minutes. So, Dante goes into the tavern with Vasu.
Okay.
Looking for the aforementioned book.
Okay. Give me, both of you give me investigation checks.
Kind of look like what we see down here.
Yeah. Phandalin looks just like the village from the Renaissance Festival.
I find Jack Diddley. I rolled a 9.
There seems to be too much noise, accompanied by music, the sounds of laughter, and the clinking of mugs. The sound seems overwhelming, even though it's a small tavern. The noise must be echoing through the walls, or echoing back off the walls. Let me correct myself. But as you see your friends. You see Raynor talking to Inifi in the corner of the bar, or the corner of the tavern at one of the tables.
He's gonna lean down to Vasu. You keep looking around. I'll go talk to them and see if they see anything.
Yeah. Woohoo! Understood.
Why do I think he sounds like Why do I think Vasu sounds like Severus Snape when he's like, ho ho?
Say Seth Rogen.
Hell no.
Alrighty. You approach your friends. And did you find what you were looking for at the general store?
Looking for hemp and rope.
Okay, they have it. You bought it.
Yeah.
You were greeted by a lovely gentleman, dark elf, very uncommon that he's very polite. He hands you another candy. Do you choose to eat it or save it? Okay.
We're gonna have a stockpile of fucking candy. Just imagine a statue goes.
Did he dress exceptionally groovy?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm aware he's looking for his book.
Sorry, I just want to make sure Vasu can hear you.
I can.
Yeah.
Okay, I just want to make sure.
This one?
Yeah, that one, actually.
Yeah. John Felice will show you list of our races. Question marks next to them. And then there's that. Paragraph and language I can't decipher. Neither can Inifi. And Inifi's good with this kind of
Neither can
special
I.
stuff. What language do you speak?
He speaks common, undercommon, and infernal.
Okay, so that strikes out those.
Yeah.
And the rest is just actually. So I'm going to go back through the pages of music.
Mhm.
And considering he wrote down our races,
Mhm.
let's see if there's a code hidden amongst the lyrics of music based around our races.
Give me an investigation check with advantage.
17.
You notice the notes line up in a very peculiar way. The music would sound awful to anybody who's practiced music.
What does it line up to?
The way each note is written down on the sheets of music correlate to the different letters in this language.
That's why we can't understand it. It's not in a language. He's got it written out so that the shapes line up with the letters on charts. So Raynor's going to spend the next few minutes translating the characters from the unknown language using the line graphs from the music. Yeah, go ahead. Tell him a good line. You will make a good line. You're liable. You got an untrustworthy face.
A drunkard passerby hears the conversation and says, "It's the horns, mate."
It looks toward Envy for half a second. Not on you. That'd be weird. I like your horns. Leave me alone. You know
That was in character, by the way.
Yes, that was in character.
Vasu can also hear this conversation.
Yeah, I'm just looking around, people watching.
It's magic.
If not, just tell me you don't. It's whatever works for me. I don't care what you do.
Okay. You got it.
Vasu, you notice with your keen senses a fruity, colorful hat and a pair of eyes looking through the window, staring directly at you, and they pop away.
I briskly walk over to that same window
Oh man.
and like,
As you peer out the window, Vasu, away from your party members, there seems to be nobody there.
can I like roll to see if there's anything
Yes, give me a perception
further?
check.
Okay. Let me see here. Please don't be shit. Please don't be shit. Please don't be shit. Oh, it is 8. If you didn't catch that, I rolled an 8.
You rolled a what?
An 8. Abysmal.
8?
Eventually.
What do you have?
Did he get
An 8.
an 8?
Yes.
Unfortunately, as you look from the window, left and right, the only people that are out there are the commoners of the town that you've seen prior.
Case the building.
And I walk back to the party at the table.
But you swear you saw a pair of eyes staring at you and your friends. Does Gregor go to the tavern after his shopping?
Oh yeah. He's probably not gonna find it. So.
You see as you walk up to the tavern onto the porch, you see a pair of beady bird eyes staring through the window.
Batman.
As you, Vesu, you see Gregor approach the tavern, and he.
Just imagine everyone peering up against the windows, waving.
I'm assuming you walk in.
Yes, after seeing my bird friend, I'm gonna walk in, assuming everyone else with him.
And Dante's walking out to go talk to the fruity bird man.
Gregor and Dante, they pass each other. Give me a perception check, Dante. Gregor, what are you doing as you enter the tavern?
He's gonna go ahead and try and, yeah, like I said, he's looking for friends because he wants to meet back up with everyone.
Okay, you see. Obviously, you saw Dante leave. Vasu standing at the window, and Anefi and Rainer are at a table inside the tavern. In the
Oh, there
corner.
go your glasses.
15? You don't see him. He just vanished.
No, people don't just vanish.
Vanish. Crazy. So, get like it's full.
So does my schizophrenic friend. You don't need to take my medicine.
Like that one was clever.
So what's going on?
Nothing. It's nothing. Just I'll be right back. He's gonna
Alright.
like walk around the tavern looking for the guardian. I don't know what else to describe him as.
You don't see him in the tavern. Using your previous perception check, because you went and looked outside and you're looking inside.
No. He went like around.
Oh, yes, still using your previous perception check. You do not see him anywhere. Walking around the tavern will take a second, so I'll get back to you in a moment, and we'll focus on Gregor, Rainer, Vasu, and Anifi.
So how's my translation come along? Or my deciphering?
You seem to get a few words in. I found them.
Anything else?
Ominously. You're still working.
So
You can get a help action.
what's going on?
Well, Vasu's over by the window, right?
Yeah, just staring ominously. Like, his eyes are just at the top of the window, glaring out at the people.
Rainer's just gonna stand up from his chair to try to gain Vasu's attention. He's just gonna caw.
Vasu hears it.
Vasu slowly doesn't move his body, but turns his head all the way around.
It's so creepy.
Rainer's just gonna motion with 3 fingers, telling him to come over to the table.
Dante's special little friend.
Walking backwards, but maintaining the head turned around, goes back to the
God,
table.
that's cool.
Vasu, no!
Vasu, yes! Badass!
I know.
Come, sit.
You know what else is badass? A drunkard walks up to you.
Literacy, I say as I cradle the book closer to my chest.
As he says
A
that,
good harvest. He says
as he says
stutters.
that, I spread my wings and cast thaumaturgy and make a big loud boom. That's
All the
badass.
drinks and tables in the bar rattle, bringing all the eyes and attention to Vasu and his large wingspan, which I'm assuming is like
10, 12 feet.
10, 12 feet.
So he's 6 foot tall. Yeah, it's gotta be at least
If he's
12,
6
14.
foot, it's gonna be 12 feet.
12, 14.
So yeah, let's say 12 for the moment. Unless Vasu, what would your preferred wingspan be?
Yeah, just double my height.
Maybe it's 12.
So 12 feet, just glooming over all of the short commoners in this town. The drunkard then turns over and says, "Never mind, that's badass." Can you give me a lift, Birdman? The drunkard says from across the bar.
I don't acknowledge him.
He just gives you a wave of his hand, a chuckle, and he stumbles off to the bar, and then just kind of lays his stomach on the bar with his arms wrapped over. The barkeep then just like starts taking a towel and like rubbing his head, not knowing he's not cleaning the bar because he's staring at the owl.
And all I imagine was a barkeep with the dude's face.
Yes, the towel is wet, so an audible, because everything's quiet, an audible squelch can be heard from the wet towel on the man's face.
Vasu, Rager, let me ask you both a question. Have you seen that distastefully dressed rainbow of a menace walking around?
Did I see him that at all?
No.
Oh no.
I saw a
can't say
hat
that.
in the window.
Colorful, rightly so.
That's what drew all my attention to it.
Well, I managed to nick this book off of him. I'm just gonna barely hold it up so it's just past my chest, my back still facing the window.
Yes.
This has a list of our races in it, with question marks next to them, and a hunk of paragraph that is coded along with his music. And that's not even the most ominous part. From what I've managed to find out so far, all it says is that he's found us. We're being watched, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, this is great.
Oh no, we're used to it. He motions to Inafi and himself. This level of paranoia comes from years on the road and years with her friends. He motions toward Inafi's head.
Oh,
Thanks.
I mean that in an endearing way. Regardless, we are being watched by something far more tangible. Something that is keeping track of us. Normally, I'm the one who likes to keep track of things. So keep an eye out for our Technicolor friend while I translate his horribly written music.
well, just. Alright, so yeah, no, Gregory's just gonna turn around and just pretty much sit in the bar. Kinda like nonchalantly just sit like that on the table. Just keep going. And just keep watch. Making sure keep watching
Okay.
for Captain Rainbow.
Okay.
I'm gonna call him.
Raynor's gonna lean closer toward Inafi. Inafi, I need you to do that spell of yours. I need you to create an image of myself at a different table. So that if our rainbow-colored friend steps in, well, he's got a 50-50 chance of which one of us has the real book. That gives me at least 50% chance to run away. Do that for me, please. Thank you. Hit the red button for your sign. So she's going to cast Silent Image.
How long is the duration of the spell?
10 minutes.
All right.
Or until she casts a spell.
Okay.
Did you hit it? Okay. So she... Yes?
Yeah, I did it, yeah.
Good work. So at another table, there's another Rainer.
Just.
Yeah, just manifests another Rainer.
A complete duplicate of yourself.
I don't know why when you said it, it made me think of a Jackbox of Friends. There's another duplicate of himself.
At one of the far empty tables on the other side of the tavern.
Meanwhile, Rainer is still going to decipher.
Okay. Are you trying to?
I'm still using the same code
Okay.
of translating what makes sense from what I've already translated with those 3 words.
Okay.
Just continuing on so I can finish out the paragraph.
Okay.
And if you need to, you can send me what the paragraph says.
Okay.
That way I have a copy of it.
Because you can.
What's it found you?
Also, he's a commoner. Said he was saying switch from commoner to noble. Like, I can't find the switch.
I don't blow up the candles there.
All right. So what does the rest of the party choose to do while you are around the building looking for our jingly, happy, rainbow-colored fellow?
I'm gonna go ahead and go back to people watching.
Oh, very much so.
You find a bunch of people arm wrestling in the corner of the bar. That is the only noticeable thing going on besides a couple drunkards pounding down their fill of ale.
Noted.
Morning or morning?
They're still there.
They're partying now.
They're dead. Yeah, because they drink their sorrows away. They're drunk. Alright, if I get you.
If you see No Noise November,
Like your passion real quick.
We're gonna take a 5-minute break.
I just need a break. I got a PP. Wait for me.
Oh. Oh.
What?
So, Bobby, how you liking it so far?
20 minutes ago, cup.
You have to ask if you will be
Well, it's not my house. Bobby, are you muted again?
No, sorry.
Okay.
I was on the headset, and then I put my shirt back on.
Oh. Zach asked how you are liking it thus far.
Oh, it's awesome.
Well,
My first time actually playing. I'm DMing another campaign, but playing is actually really cool.
You're doing what, Frosthaven?
Yeah, right.
Well, that certainly makes things a bit more interesting.
Oh?
I found the heroes you've been looking for. Destiny! 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 Destiny!
Destiny!
Cryptic messages! Cryptic messages! Messages! Wow! Drag!
I drew up 30 cents of food when I sat down.
We need to get you Kool-Aid packets.
I just
Butt fuck loaded Kool-Aid.
I can help with that.
Like that. Yes, I do a water thing.
Let's get him food aid.
Zach, you gonna sketch the jousting match last night?
Yeah, I had a message. Of course I saw them sitting next to.
No, you won't.
That is bullshit.
It's not your station.
All I think of is him.
Know that.
Him or Judson, one of the two. I can't.
Alrighty.
On occasion, but with that.
Once Willie gets
I
seated,
have 3 voices.
It's usually that.
We're delayed now.
our Discord.
Yes. Get him out of here.
I know you too.
Get him
Hey, she does.
Looking up.
out.
Alright.
Huh, we need him.
I mean, even with Rex and not you. I don't need you.
Because we can't have one without the other.
We're like an Oreo. You don't get just half the fucking cookie.
Well, I mean, if you
It's
break
like a
a
pie. You can't have the mind without the pie. You can't have the pie without the mind.
Okay, but I can handle. I'm with fine when you're not fronting. How about that?
Real vicious intent.
You're fronting.
we don't.
Alright, Zach.
is everybody back?
Bobby?
I'm here.
I
Blue?
don't think he left.
Yeah, we're good.
Okay. And nobody has to use the restroom or anything or needs a break?
Blue, do you need a break? Potty break? No? She's got candy. She's fine.
So do most of the party.
Willie brought his trick-or-treat bags.
Yeah. Probably would have got one if he was here.
We just save one for him. Bring it over.
I already did. That's
Good.
what the 5th bag was for.
Good. Bobby.
Yeah.
Willie packed you a trick-or-treat.
Oh, bless you.
Bag. Oh, bless you.
You
So
get
you'll
it
get it.
You'll get it next time.
whenever you join us in person.
When you have a dream that you
you ever have a dream that you when you
This is a fucking kitchen nightmares video. I hope you know that.
and you could do anything?
All right.
Yes. So we are still missing Dante, correct? Table.
I believe.
Yes.
Okay. Well, with Gregor, Inafi, and Vasu still nearby, Rainer's going to flip over the page that has the message on it that is translated from the strange paragraph. Well, it says, I wanted to hand you a prop.
No, I know. I thought you actually read something down.
It's on the other page. I'll write it on this one in bigger text. It says that he's found the heroes he's been looking for. Tell indeed.
You find Dante. You find yourself at the beginning of the tavern again. That man nowhere to be found.
That's suspicious. That's weird.
He no longer exists.
We don't know.
Then you hear the sound of screaming and commotion from outside.
Oh, son of a bitch.
The shoeless guard runs into the tavern. The goblins! The goblins are here! You can hear the sound of whooshing arrows.
Well, let's go collect some mirrors.
Rainer's gonna look at his wrist that is not wearing a watch. Just, we're not on the clock. He's gonna fucking pull his halberd out. And he's just gonna step out into the fray.
I knew. He draws the great sword.
Yeah, sorry. So keep going. I'm gonna pull up my hand axe.
Alrighty.
Actually, no, I'm gonna pull up my pokey stick.
Alright. Everybody roll initiative.
It's basically the quarter.
Alright, honey. Blue.
What?
Okay, so on your character sheet, I don't remember what part of it has it, but do you see a box that says initiative?
It'd be at the
I'm talking about
D&D Beyond. It'd be at the top.
She's on her phone.
Just because they said it's a pokey stick.
Using D&D Beyond on the mobile app.
Do you see underneath proficiency bonus where it says initiative? There you go. What's the number underneath of it? Okay. Roll your d20 and save that number. Yes, plus a 2. Okay.
Sue rolled 14.
Rainer got a 24. Natural.
Where's
Dante got a 3.
skill? No. Let's see.
What did Inafi get, Blue?
Okay.
Fine.
Where the hell is Nancy?
Are you on your phone?
I'm going through the app.
Oh,
Oh, it's staring me square in the face.
If you ever need help for your initiative, remember, yes, it's just your dexterity modifier
So
plus a d20 roll.
that's a 13 for my initiative.
13?
Hey. What is it? Bonus action or bonus attacks? Like a nap?
Yes. You are. The enemies are surprised, so you get to go first.
Okay.
But just one moment.
That's fine. I just wanted to double check because I couldn't remember. It's been a while since we had combat. We haven't had combat for what? 4 sessions?
Yeah.
Yeah, like not like fucking quick time event combat.
Yeah, no, it's been a good while.
Alrighty, so you will go first. You have your attack of opportunity. Well, your round of opportunity.
Yes.
Rainer will go first.
Okay, so what I will do.
You okay there, buddy?
He's not fucking die, so you can attempt to do. How far out is the first goblin that I see?
From First, you have to get outside the tavern.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna sprint outside the tavern and take post behind one of the pillars.
Okay.
Supporting the awning.
All right. You pass the the shoeless guard, his knees shaking, holding his spear in between his legs, shouldering it like a baby. You can hear the chatter of his helmet. And then you see a goblin down at the end of the fairway down the road.
Yeah, I know.
And he's just hopping back and forth, going.
But there are other arrows coming over the city.
Yes.
Okay. So
For now, you only see one.
one goblin. He's about what, 30 feet away.
Mhm.
Raynor is going to pull out his. He's gonna settle his halberd against his shoulder and kind of use it to steady his arm as he holds out his crossbow.
We need music change.
I know. Give me a second.
Sorry.
Listen, I'm doing like 8 different things on my phone at once. I cannot handle the stress.
Happy combat, like
Jovial combat.
yeah, like.
I'm working on it.
Cause we gonna fuck these butt motherfuckers up.
So it'll go. Raynor, Dante,
And if you had Blue, what did and if you roll 18?
yeah, it'll be Inifi, and then it'll be Vasu, and then it'll be Gregor last.
This is not good. We'll do traditional. Jeez.
You can hear the goblins in the at the far end of the city giggling amongst themselves.
So Raynor is going to go once again use his halberd tucked into his left elbow to steady his arm against the pillar holding up their roof. He's gonna fire at the goblin.
Now, since it's a surprise attack, you get to do a combat roll.
Yes.
With advantage.
Okay. Okay. Does a dirty 21 hit?
Yes.
Okay.
Hey, well, I was gonna say a good way Zach told us is to roll 2d.
I would hope so.
Listen, these goblins could be fucking cracked out on meth for all I know. I don't know. I haven't seen a goblin in years. It's like fighting a Jawa, maybe on spice.
Goblin Slayer.
9.
As you fire your crossbow down the city streets, missing all of the pedestrians running, you hit the goblin square in between the eyes, and his body falls limp into the ground.
That's 1 if anyone's counting. I'm counting.
Nice shot.
He's just gonna reload. And then there are no other goblins that have entered the street, or was it just that one?
You only see the one.
Okay. Then I'm going to.
You can use the other half of your movement to make your way down the street.
Yeah, I'm gonna make my way down the street and take cover, crouching behind a water trough.
Okay. Okay. So you are concealed.
Okay.
But you are prone. Essentially, you're kneeling.
Yeah, I know.
Which means if you get an attack on the other side of the water trough, they get advantage.
Exactly. It's fine.
Okay. And it is now Dante's turn.
So the one goblin that we saw has been
Eliminated.
360 no salary.
fucking executed.
First.
As you run outside the tavern, you can. Well, this is the beginning of your roll.
Yeah.
The turn. So you run outside the tavern.
Cutscene.
You just you following Reiner. You just noticeably see him just dart outside, pull out a crossbow, fire, and then hit a goblin between its eyes, knocking it back a few feet, and then it just defecates itself.
Well, I feel like this is the start of a new campaign. It's time for a kill tracker. We did that for Star Wars, but we're gonna do it now.
2 for Aaron. You couldn't have made that many tallies for Aaron.
Go down. I tried hard enough.
2 million. Yeah, good luck.
Listen, we don't talk about what happened on Lesu because that was the Empire's fault for deciding shitty Star Destroyers.
So we're also going to not talk about the people that you made into a blender. Your ship. We're not going to talk about the IS.
Oh no, we can talk
ISB
about those.
facility that we blew up. We're not going to talk about that Wabani, which we blew up. We're not going to talk about any other ships that we, blew up. We're not going to talk about the fact that we completely destroyed the spire on Chandrilla. We're not going to talk about all the death of
We
factory.
mutually decided that Chandrilla was the fucking Republic's fault for building a piss poor building, just like Lesu was the fucking Empire's fault for building piss poor Star Destroyers. That is agreed.
My point is you can't make that many talents for Aaron.
Alright, so you venture outside. You see a goblin get nooned. What is your next move? You have half your movement left, and your action.
Wow. Good shot. Good shot.
Thank you.
Okay. He's just going to prepare the greatsword, like get into defensive position.
So you're going to do a ready action?
Yes.
Okay.
And then you slowly move forward, walking or look up points.
Alright, it's a Nifty's turn.
Alright, Blue, it's your turn in combat.
Oh god, this is gonna be so bad.
I'm gonna do fire.
She's gonna cast. Whoa. You have to exit the tavern first, hon.
No, she doesn't.
I'm gonna cast a fireball inside the wood structure. No. She's gonna exit the tavern.
Not another Tyler.
You have to leave the
What are you attacking? I'm attacking the darkness.
I keep forgetting that this is very specific.
Well, there are no targeted creatures.
You can't see any monsters.
But I thought she was or something.
No. You can see the street clearly, honey. There's no monsters outside.
It's daylight. I was just making a reference.
I had no plan.
be like that.
I had a plan, it went out the window.
Stop! You did not.
You can do. You can.
The tavern.
It's
be
more
really
than
dumb and try and go find other stray goblins. So break away from the party.
That's not
Go
all of them.
try and find other monsters.
All right, so you're heading down the street in the other direction.
Yes.
Okay.
No.
You move far. Your movement will allow you to move far enough. So you're still on the same street as the party. So you're all within view.
Yes.
It is now Vasu's turn.
All right, so this is where we can have fun with deciding how much movement I have. Okay, so I'm going to use all of my walking movement to get with my party.
With the
there's
Nephi or Dante and Rainer.
Dante and Rainer.
Okay.
Well, not Rainer because he's hiding.
Rainer's
Right.
hiding, so just look down.
He's just crouched down behind a truck. He's not hiding.
Yeah, he's not hidden,
He's concealed by cover, essentially.
which means
Well, a big wonky owl walking over towards you would probably give you away.
Oh, I'm not. Yeah, valid. I suppose.
All right, so I'm going to go to Dante, and then I'm going to fly straight up 30 feet and see if I can see anything.
and you can see them concealed within the alleyways next to your party members.
How far
There are-
away from me? And
There,
however, whatever I'm trying to say.
there are 3 goblins to your left in an alleyway, and there are 3 goblins to your right in an alleyway. They're about 10 feet away from where Rainer is.
Is Rainer on the right or the left?
He's on the left.
Okay, so I shout to Rainer. There are 3 in the alleyway in front of you to the left.
Duly noted. Thank you for that.
And then, how far away are the ones to the right from me?
About 40 feet
40 feet. All right.
vertically or diagonally.
I will. I will cast Sacred Flame at the first closest one in that alley. And they are going to need to succeed on a Dex 14.
And what are the effects of Sacred Flame?
It is 1d8 of radiant damage. I haven't rolled yet. I don't know if it hit. Did it hit?
Yes, it affected all three.
All right, let me roll damage. 2.
Yeah, as the Sacred Flame billows beneath you into the alleyway where the goblins are to the right, they jump and scream. Their loincloths in flames. They pop out of their hiding places, visible for all to see. And because they're billowing in flames, they are distracted and cannot and do not acknowledge the party members or any other pedestrians in the area.
And that concludes my turn.
All right, Gregor, it's your turn.
Alright, so yeah, no, he's gonna be heading back. He's gonna, well, like it was already assumed, he was already gonna head out and aid his friends out there in the battlefield.
Alrighty.
Is there anything I could see out there at all?
You can see 3 goblins patting their genitals and nether regions as their loincloths are engulfed in flames about 10 feet away from Raynor to the right. About 20 feet down the road.
I thought Raynor was on the left.
Oh, yes. Raynor's on the left, the goblins are on the right. 20 feet in front of you.
Yeah. Alright, so I'm gonna head up to the goblins and start beating the shit out of them.
Crazy, dude. Fucking everyone else, I cast Sacred Flame. I snipe the fucking goblin. Willie, I'm gonna beat the shit out of him.
Take a defensive position.
Beat the fuck out of him.
I'm gonna
Class.
I'm gonna try. I'm trying to like make sweep with the golden staff,
Okay.
and then head into and then pretty much running sweep, sliding into cover.
All right. Okay. Give me a dexterity.
Sorry. I just wanted to say that.
Alright. Give me a dexterity attack roll with advantage, and then give me an a acrobatics check.
Everyone else is so precise with what they want to do, and it's just I'm gonna beat the fuck.
God, I just imagine you guys later in the campaign, just like Strahd, where are you, you big fucking nerd? Where's my money?
Hey, if he's the haunted one, if anybody's midnight, it's fucking her.
Oh my god.
Where are you, Dracula? You big bitch! You owe me my fucking money. And feed.
Just give me the commentary that I get. Oh
And
no,
feed. Dracula's not an Avenger. That fucker lied to me.
Gregor would definitely say something like that.
All right. Well,
Call him Dracula too.
what'd you get for your dexterity attack roll with advantage?
Quarter staff. Dirty 22.
Dirty 22. It hits. Give me an acrobatics check, and then roll for damage.
Do I get the acrobatics with advantage too?
Yes.
Okay. That's what you do. Fucking with NFEs.
Just draw the whole party walking down Ravenloft stairs.
Wait.
I'm just gonna redraw. I'm gonna redraw all the fucking type beats with NFE.
What are you guys doing with the
Traditional, yeah.
Oh yeah, I've been meaning to make that.
Yeah,
I forgot to.
All right. What'd you get?
One, so D8. Because since I'm using 2 hidden, it's a D8.
Yes. I can imagine these poor goblins. These 3 poor goblins. You just see a giant owl just sweep his wings, and just a sacred flame just blisters these guys' clothes straight
that was
off.
15 for the acrobatics. And damage was 10.
Okay. So you run up and you sweep their legs, killing all of them instantly, all 3. And their loincloths are still in flames as they lie there, their knees buckling backwards from that striking sweep you did. And then you slide to cover right next to Reiner. The dust from the dirt road kicks up into your face as he elegantly slides towards you after just nooning these 3 goblins.
A little warning would be good next time. Thank you.
Sorry.
Wow.
It is now Rainer's turn
So
again.
they're laying there.
They're dead.
Okay, are there any others that are still around?
Yes, they defecated themselves. Now there's the 3 to your left that your friend Vasu up above warned you of.
So,
Coming in.
It's just common knowledge. You know, they defecate themselves when they...
Is the street like this? If this is the water trough, is this the corner of the building right here?
Yeah.
So there's space for me to stand right here?
Yes.
Okay. So Rainer's going to move around the water trough to stand at that corner. He's going to...
Yeah, these alleyways are adjacent down this straight path road leading to the exit of Phantom.
So
The path out of the town.
So you know how the cowbird is, how it's shaped, right?
Yes.
So using
You have reach with that, by the way.
Oh no, I'm aware I have reach with it. That's not what I want to use it for. Rainer is going to tilt the large blade down so that that little gap between the stick and the hook part of the blade is there. He's gonna nestle the crossbow in that little crook, so he has a shield against that corner of the wall. He's gonna fire at the first goblin he sees.
Alrighty, okay.
Now, the crossbow, is resting. There's no shaking to it. He has steady aim.
Okay.
And the only recoil is to go up.
Okay, yeah. You already had a ready action.
Yes.
So you already had advantage.
Exactly.
So roll me a dexterity attack roll with your crossbow with advantage, and I want you to add a d6 to the damage.
So the attack is a 23.
It hits.
And you say add a d6 to it as well?
Yes.
Okay. 10 damage.
10 damage.
Yes.
So the goblin's head is eviscerated as it's pinned against a wall or a crate or a barrel that is behind it and is now pinned up against the wall, squealing in pain. And then the defecation runs down the barrel and into the alley streets.
Four.
For my bonus action. Hey. Who's next in the rotation or next attack?
It's Dante.
Well, who's after Dante? Inafi?
Yes.
Hey, Inafi. You see that one on the far right? He's yours. So Dante, take the one in the left. And I'm going to cast Blood Curse. My bonus action.
All right.
It is Blood Curse of Exposure.
Okay.
His resilience is weakened to it. Target loses resistance to damage types.
Yes.
Who's that?
Bye, Bobby. What the Bobby?
No.
Was it Greg?
Craig's still there. Krieg. Guess it was me. Krieg. What the fuck is happening?
Oh, Blue's not here.
Either just going to be fucky.
I think they are. I think it is because that's one of the things that they were like connection problems. Let's see. So yes, whatever possible resistance it is that he has damage, it's gone. And I think I gotta be all human. Punk kid looking just flashed across the point here.
Mhm.
Since my blade is out, it's 2 damage to myself, but he loses any resistances. And I do not know if Goblins have resistances, but fuck that man in particular.
Oh wait, no, now he's even less resistant.
Yes, the one on the left is yours. Blue, the one on the right is yours.
Wait, Zach, if they're not
That means then you can cast Firebolt on the one on the right when it's your turn, okay?
if a creature is not resistant to anything, like it doesn't have any resistance.
It does not gain fucking weakness to it.
Okay, no, that's what I was asking. Like, what happens if something that causes it to be less resistant
I
to
mean,
that?
nothing really happens. It just removes the resistance. It does not, it doesn't give him fucking polio.
Or no, I just wasn't sure if it made it weaker to attack.
So, as you do that, as you cut across your hand and let the blood flow out of your palm, the goblin just gets this. He just and just stares at you.
Leaning up against the wall, I don't know if he's fucking stupid or if that was the fucking magic. I'll take what I can get.
Both?
Probably.
He looks very pale.
You okay? So it's your turn. So it's the end of my turn.
God, you guys kill the goblins so fast, I can't even get their turns in. Go ahead, Dante.
See?
Yes.
You know what you must do.
Fling a dagger at him.
Okay. Give me a dexterity attack.
You must do.
No.
Slaughter them all.
No.
Which one? The pale one or the other one who's untouched?
The one that you said.
I'm not looking. I'm just gonna make sure that you're still connected to the Discord. Okay, so yeah, that was me.
That's gonna be a
Is Bobby's
19.
audio still up on yours? Right click on his name. Raise it. Since my computer is being fucky.
All right.
Bobby, say something.
Bobby.
Oh man!
Alright, so,
I'm back.
okay,
You can turn it down now.
Okay.
that was a 19. Or
It hits. Roll for damage.
Goblins alive.
little baby goblin OC in my head, just not okay.
I'm not
Like the rat.
His name is Clank. He's a precious little baby.
These are grotesque goblins. They eat children.
Clank's a little pygmy goblin. He likes
Goblin.
He likes Legos.
A teacup goblin.
That's a 7.
You fling a dagger directly at its throat, and it eviscerates it. Its head falls and rolls to the ground. The other goblin, with wide eyes, stares, and he makes an opportunity to escape. He slips and falls on the head of the decapitated goblin. With his ass up in the air, he is now prone. He squeals in pain.
And if you put him down. Put him down. Put him down.
He's showing you
Blue.
ass cheeks.
What if I just bring Clank into this?
Alright, honey.
That you would be stopped.
Roll your.
To grow.
Is it Nifty's turn?
Yes, it's an Effie's turn.
Nifty. You want to cast Fireball on that fucking sad, pathetic little man that's crawling away?
Why do you
Word it like that.
Because it's fucking hilarious.
Do it.
I don't want to anymore just to spite you.
Okay, fine, don't. Someone else will get the kill.
Actually, a Nifty isn't within target range.
Is she not?
No.
Oh, fuck.
A Nifty has to walk all the way back towards the party.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. You want to walk back so you can kill him since Rainer's shouting at you? Well, shouting for you.
Stop yelling.
Well, you're far away.
Oh, she don't walk back. She's gonna walk back.
Kid is.
Right? So you use your full movement speed to get back to your friends. So now you're in vision with. Now you can see this poor goblin mooning the party as his loincloth is, fell open as he slipped on the decapitated head of another goblin.
Alright, we'll keep going.
Wait. I got 13.
Did you add your spell attack modifier?
I will spell attack.
6.
Oh. 19.
It hits.
Alright, Blue. Find the die that looks kind of like a top and has 10 numbers on it.
Is this the one where it goes all the way to 8?
Yeah, that you can use that one. Go ahead. Roll it.
I can't tell.
Do you have the other one that's like that? That does. Okay, use that one instead. That way you don't get confused.
3.
So that is. It's a 9 total.
What spell was it used?
Firebolt.
Fireball.
As this goblin bends over, it starts to pick itself up. The firebolt shoots out of Anefi's hand straight into the anus of the goblin. And he just combusts, painting the alleyway in a green goo.
Sliding down.
That's
Sliding down the wall.
Did I see that too?
Yes, everybody saw that, especially Vasu.
Gregor's also.
Big guy? Because it was fucking disgusting.
Rainer being the closest one to the
He's
goblin,
got the shield there. He's got his halberd blade.
his halberd blade gets sprayed with the anal glue that once was the goblin.
We're gonna write that word down there.
I meant to say anal goo, but it turned out as glue. I'm eating milk duds.
Gregor also is laughing as well with Rainer about that. He's kind of funny.
Experience.
You did it, Enfi. Good work.
Hey, we also promised the mayor.
I know I'm on it. I'm on it.
I mean,
Dante comes over.
what do we do for
You see, the whole party sees, after laughing at the embarrassment of a goblin they just had witnessed. You see in the distance, towards the gates of the city, where you came from,
Yeah.
the rest of the goblins running back into the woods.
Well, we either did a really good thing or really stupid.
How the fuck was that stupid? We just fucking scared the piss out of him, literally and physically. Yeah. It's really not our problem when we leave. We just made those goblins our bitches. Especially Enfi, because she went for the ass, that one.
Don't comment anymore.
We're gonna comment on it.
Oh, yeah.
Zach is so lost for fucking words.
He also hates this.
No, I love it. I'm loving it. As the rest of the goblins scramble out of the houses and from underneath the porches, they all run past the gates and into the woods. Then you can see other goblins carrying livestock.
We weren't paid to prevent that.
We're paid to help the town. That's part of helping.
And then you hear the cry of a small child. being dragged away down the path. Vasu can see the child bound as two goblins run away, almost disappearing into the forest.
I was gonna say, are we still in initiative?
Yes.
All right, so I think it was Niffy's turn,
Yes,
unless
it
you
was.
said already happened. Okay.
We're all level 1, so unless she has a bonus action, she does not have a bonus action.
It is now Vasu's turn.
How far away is that commotion?
About 60 feet.
60 feet.
Mhm.
Too rich for my blood. I land, and that concludes my turn.
If he's concluding his turn after landing, that's 60 feet out.
Mhm.
I'm gonna fire another crossbow bolt at the rear goblin.
Do a dexterity check. With disadvantage because the child is almost as large as the.
That's 22.
It hits.
And 6 damage.
The crossbow bolt flies through the air and hits the goblin in the back. It squeals in pain. It lays prone, and the other goblin just drops the child. And you see him kind of motioning in the wood line.
With the motioning, Rainer's going to charge toward the child.
Okay. You used your major action,
I'll make it about halfway.
so you'll make it about halfway.
Yes.
No, I forgot for a second. We're still doing initiative.
We're still in combat because there's still goblins.
Right. No, I know.
Wait, it wasn't. We skipped Gregor.
Oh, was Gregor out? Oh, then yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's his turn.
Shun, shame on you.
No, I was gonna say with him that because the Gregor doesn't have anything that he would be able to do.
It's also not range. You're the only one using ranged weapons.
And
if you already
aside from that, wait, you said it was 60 feet out.
Yes.
So
You can make a dash action, but you won't be able to attack.
actually, I can.
Oh, can you?
Crossbow.
Okay.
It shoots out 60 feet.
All right. Yeah. Go ahead.
It's cantrip. So I'm shooting the other goblin that he didn't shoot. I'm shooting that one. That fucker was cold.
What's the DC?
DC? Give me a second. Let me double check that. It DC is a con 12. But he ran. Takes 26 cold damage. And it has different on the next turn. Next weapon attack roll it makes for the end of its next turn.
Which goblin were you firing at?
The one that he didn't
The one in front that is.
Yeah,
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
the one in front that is motioning. So basically, the one he didn't kill.
As you fire the frost across the dirt path, the goblin motioning, he slows down for a second and he rubs his shoulders, and then he just picks up the. he chatters a bit and then picks up the child.
Huh. I thought it would have told me that he something. No, it doesn't.
What?
It doesn't tell me a damn thing about what happens when you succeed.
It just means nothing happens.
No, I know. That's what I'm saying. Like, huh. That was unexpected.
I mean, typically, what a succession is half damage from a spell.
Pass the turn.
It depends on what the spell is.
Oh, what? Frostbite's the opposite fireball, right?
Oh.
Yes. Except I don't need to roll for this one.
Well, you don't. I mean, valid.
I don't have to make an attack roll.
But they have to pass a check.
Mm-hmm.
A con save of 12.
12. Hold on, double check by looking at the book thing. So,
Yeah.
The area of effect also matters, unless it's just a single.
Nah,
Single.
the only thing that matters what it says here is range.
Yeah, so it says on failed save, the target takes 1d6 cold damage and has disadvantage in the next attack roll.
Yes.
Oh, nothing does happen with a succession save.
No, well.
So basically, you just made blue air at him.
Alright, we'll do it again.
You used your actions.
Both actions?
Yes, because
You did a dash, and then you did a dash, and then
it says it on your action. It's cantrip, is it?
Oh yeah, no, I took the dash.
It's a cantrip's still a spell, and you just don't need to use any concentration, or you don't need an attuned item or anything, and it doesn't lose any spell slots. So the goblins then pick up the child and make haste to the woods and disappear.
Yeah, feel bad about killing those goblins now.
The combat has now ended.
They're about to do a lot worse.
Oh.
So what's our duty of care in this situation?
Hmm?
What is our duty of care in this situation if a child got captured? That's not exactly our contract.
I mean, it's a kid, so who knows what the fuck they're gonna do? No child deserves to go with that.
We
Child back.
promised to get him 6 years. We have our ears. Again, it brings in a question of what is our duty of care.
Well, we're not just gonna let the child be taken.
I mean, did the guards not say that other children have already been taken in the past?
It says that has to continue.
Well, my contract states specifically that we are here to do as he instructs.
Well, sorry. Okay, you go finish, and then I'll.
Well, the core was to get 6 years. The corpses here very clearly have their ears.
Now I will.
Yes.
And then you can hear the sobbing as the players talk amongst each other. You can hear it off in the where the herbal.
I'm sorry. You hear the sobbing.
You hear sobbing where the herbal stand was, and you see a dark elf woman in tears. My son. And
I rushed to her to comfort her.
What?
I rushed to her to comfort her.
Oh, give me a charisma check with advantage.
$15.
What'd you get?
15.
15. You embrace her in your your large wings, and she looks at you, says, "Thank you so much, kind avian friend."
And
Is there?
she can hear me muttering a prayer to Kellamvor that if the child shall die, that she is met with a warm embrace and get guided to the beyond.
You then. She gives a bit of a smile. She's still tearing up. And she looks at you and she says, "Is there anything you can do?"
And then I look at her confidently and say, I will make it my personal mission to save every child that has gone missing.
Rainer.
Hey, I'm asking double for this.
Thank you. I'll give you anything.
No reward would be necessary.
Rainer, anything you say.
Louder.
Pursue!
I kind of look back at Dante.
No, tell him the best. Talking about Vesu.
Dante is hushly saying Vasu's name. Vasu! Vasu!
Then I'm looking.
Rainer's gonna just drag his fucking halberd over, holster his crossbow, just patting the bird person on the back, just, yeah, we'll do what we can do for you. Now, come on, you four. Let's go get a kid.
The heroes of Phandalin, you hear the woman say out loud, and then the commoners all come out their houses and through out their windows, and they open up and they all begin to crowd around our party members.
The exact opposite of what I wanted, a bunch of attention.
With praise and joy.
Now we got a new one.
We're not going to pay for this one. Who already denied us of a reward?
We were going to the mayor.
He starts fucking just walks over to a goblin court, just
Oh God.
ripping the ears off.
Well, technically, you only have 6 sets of ears, not
6 ears individually.
Yeah. 6 individuals.
6 individual ears, but I'm saying you only have 6 goblins to choose from because one is now fine paste.
That's 12 ears. That's 4 times? How many? Twice. I have not been paying attention, by
He
the way.
wanted 6 individual ears. That's dope.
Well, exactly. So I'm just gonna start walking over to goblin corpses and just ripping them off. I'm here to get paid, not for civility.
The Vasu, the dark elf woman, then gives you a peck on the cheek. Well, what is assumed is your cheek, since you're a bird person.
I am bird person.
Red bird.
I look at her and say, Kellamvor be with you. And then I turn and join the party.
You have got to stop saying we'll do things without getting paid, because this is how we got in this situation.
The woman then comes over and hands each party member a piece of that special candy.
Another one?
Takes the candy, looks at Dante. How's that for payment? Eats it.
You get plus 5 temporary hit points for the day.
It's fine for
Does
now.
it stack?
Yes, they're stackable.
Hell yeah.
There should be 4
Just
now
look-
that I have, right?
3.
The
3.
face palm and drags his palm down his face. No. You've got to stop with the whole righteous, I'm not going to take any reward for this. We are broke. And if we want to keep going and survive, we do have to get paid at some point.
Vasu kind of just looks at the ground, and I understand.
Good. If you do it again, I'm going to slap you.
Ladies, we gotta get rid of feathers and just the one, and if we keep not getting paid, he says as he rips a pair of goblin ears off.
I just said.
Yeah, but I wanted to be more specific. You said you were gonna slap him. I said the old lady is getting feathers.
You could have asked for a knife.
This is helping me work off my anger over not getting paid. Besides a piece of
But we are getting paid from.
yes, but we have to convince him that we have extra.
I think a
It's true.
just let me do the talking.
By
Talk
all
to him.
means, Twinkle Toes, whatever you want.
Whilst you were conversing, you were still being praised by the townspeople.
That's fucking Rainer's.
Then a shoeless guard approaches you.
Oh god, damn it, not him again.
Oh, thank you so much, he says, tipping up his helmet, his oversized helmet.
You're welcome.
Do you need any assistance?
No.
Yeah, you know what? That would be lovely.
Do you have in mind for him?
With us in the town, he's just as big of a hero as we are.
He gasps in awe. Oh, by the way, everybody gets 300 XP.
All right,
Evil little
Blue.
man.
Hit the little gear. And then scroll down to where it says, again? Who's that? Oh, it's
How
me.
much XP?
It's me. Huh? Dude, your
300.
internet sucks.
I've literally not had a single problem.
Me
It is
either.
all you.
It always does this whenever I come over on
It is
everything I come over.
all you. I've never had
Doo-doo.
like this.
Apparently it's fucking
What are you, buddy? Oh, I think I forgot to.
how much
Oh, sorry, I didn't divide it correctly.
It's not even 150.
No. Everybody gets
How
I
much?
got a maths real quick.
I,
So what does the party members do now?
you said that there was what?
Yes.
Okay. I'm gonna go to the armor.
Everybody gets 70 XP.
The armor / weapons.
Okay. Is anyone accompanying Rainer to the weaponsmith?
Dante is gonna go collect that payment.
Fling my ears over to Donkey.
Ugh. God, the smell is so bad.
As
Did it
the
hit him? Did it hit him in the face?
do a dexterity saving throw.
Why did you speak? Why did you speak?
For that reason in particular.
You are fucking lucky with a nat 21.
Oh, Dante has no problem and grabs it without even looking straight at Gregor.
Because if I didn't know for a fact if I didn't come up with the exact one. Am I wrong?
You are not. So Rainer is off to the armor / smithy. Dante is going to collect the debt.
Soon as fuck.
Gregor is also going to go. It's either better way to upgrade his, beating stick.
Are you going to the armor?
Yeah, he's going to see if there's a better way to upgrade his beating stick as well as find a couple of new weapons.
Okay.
Or maybe a better axe.
Okay. And what does Inifi and Vasu do?
Vasu goes where Dante goes.
Alrighty, I just wanted to ask.
What does NFE do?
Take the time to fully.
She's gonna explode it down.
Okay. And as the party dismisses, the dark elf woman who owns the herbalism stand says out to the party, "Thank you so much. Please bring Gorgie to me."
Vasu writes that name down in his blank book.
Did you really say that about a kid?
No.
She's giving you two-handed mouth kisses in the air, blowing them.
I know there are feathers, but Vasu's blushing.
His little feathers stand up.
Talk to this guy again.
All right, so we'll go to Rainer and Anifi at the Smith.
Hey, here.
And Gregor, of course. After the ensuing goblin attack, you see a few scratch marks on the now locked doors of the smith shop.
I'm gonna knock on the door.
You're greeted by a 14-year-old girl, blonde, with a very innocent-looking face. Her skin is pale. Pale as in like a milky pale. She says, "How can I help you?"
Well, I wanted to see what you had in.
You slayed the goblins.
That we did, yes.
Of course. Come in. She invites you into the
The
building.
camera pans back to the earless goblin corpses.
We're not talking about that.
Then you hear from the back room as you enter the building. Alyssa, who's that? It's the heroes, Papa. A big, stoutly man. Well, not stoutly. A big, burly man, about 6'5", crouches underneath the small door frame of the back room, shining a blade. What can I help you with?
See what you had in stock currently.
He only has simple melee weapons.
Okay.
And simple martial weapons.
That's
I was also looking to see if I could get this better suit.
Can't do anything with a stick.
I want you to know that's the actual face Rainer made as he's perusing the stock.
Do you want to turn it into a spear? Or, I mean, you could just buy one.
No, we've got some see if she could be.
I could put steel at the end of it.
Oh, that'll work.
It will take an hour.
No, that'll work. That should work.
All right.
And if do you need anything while we're here?
So,
No new weapons, no
nothing
nothing.
through into the hip.
Why not I need it?
You'd have to look at the weapons page of the player handbook.
Okay. I was just asking. Okay. Hey, do you have any armor?
That's next door. Sorry, yeah, he only has simple melee weapons.
Simple melee weapons, no
Mhm.
martial.
No martial.
I'm gonna go next door.
As you go next door, you're met with the armorer, who had an open shop. And as you walk in, he greets you with open arms. A burly man, almost identical to the one you saw. This time, dressed a little bit more femininely. And how do you do?
God. Just looking for some replacement armor.
Oh, and you're wearing that. Well, let me see what I can do. He says,
What do you have in stock?
well, what are you looking for?
Looking for something a bit heavier than this.
Well,
Not by much.
I can only go as heavy as a chain shirt.
I'll take it.
Alrighty. And however much armor for the chain shirt is how much it costs.
Okay. I open up my coin purse and I will toss.
But for the Heroes of Fandom, I can give you 10% off. I'm just joshing. He says, putting a finger to his lips as he perks them.
How much do you want for it?
30, darling. Just 30.
Alright, that works for me. I'm gonna hand over the 30 gold pieces.
And how may I help you? My sweet one, he says, leaning towards Neffy.
Neffy.
Neffy. Yeah, I keep saying Neffy.
He wants to know if you're interested in getting any armor.
Uh,
Are you sure?
I'm sure.
You're not wearing any.
I don't need to.
Gently cupping Neffy's face. You need armor.
I don't.
You do.
I don't.
Rainer's gonna lean past Neffy toward the man. A set of leather, please.
I do not need it. Thank you.
Of course! We're a little short on leather. Those darn goblins are taking our sheep.
Do you have any hide?
Unfortunately, no. But I can give you scale.
No.
Studded.
Actually, if you can get this fitted to her size, he's gonna fit on the chain shirt and offer his studded leather over to the male. If you can get this down to her size, that'd be greatly appreciated.
Of course, I'll have my brother do it as fast as possible.
Thank you. He's gonna hand over his studded leather armor to the male.
Oh, okay. The male then, very femininely, gives measurements with a long piece of tape with, scaling of inches on it. It takes 5 seconds. Throws it around his neck. Didn't ask. Throws it around his neck like a scarf, like elegantly wrapping around his neck. It'll be about 30 minutes.
That's fine by us.
And then we turn to Vasu and Dante as they knock on the town mayor's door.
Not.
You see the sliding door that's about groin level. Try to open. And then you see an arrow plunged into the hinge of the sliding door, and you hear loud coming from behind it.
You're fine. Say squats down and just plucks it out.
The sliding door slides open, then you hear a loud thunk from behind the door. The familiar pair of beady eyes then gaze through this door. You're back! Where are the others? They're dead!
No, they're off. They're shopping. They're getting stuff.
What's that? He says, looking at the bleeding bag.
Ears.
Let me see.
12 of them.
I only see 6 pairs.
Yeah. 6 pairs. 12 ears.
Well,
No, there's no well.
I'll give you your payment. And that's about it. No! Give me a persuasion check.
We gave you double the ears. You give us double the pay. It's a persuasion.
Yes.
And he is proficient. That is a dirty 22.
Fine, nobody looks like they're hurt.
Good. We're solid.
You see another hidden hatch about the size of a cat door or the little doggy door go, and then a bag of coins just.
May I ask, is there any particular reason you've locked yourself up in this tower?
Well, I don't ask you all the questions, do I?
Statement. Just a question. I'm just trying to get to know you as well.
I like to keep to myself.
Right. Judging by the 10 locks on your door, I definitely see that.
Give me a perception check.
Why did it fuck up?
Yeah, Vasu, also give me a perception check.
Alrighty.
Nat 22.
Not 22. Oh. It's my back. It's alright.
13 again.
You're just crossing your mind. That is just a strange looking bag of gold coins. Now, you obviously picking up the bag of gold coins. It's 40.
We agree.
Hold on! You hear from the door. You hear stomping. And then it fades away. You wait about a minute.
Alright. You don't come out here in the next 5 and busting the door down.
Then you hear the stomping return. And then for the next 4 minutes, individual gold coins are being shoved under the door, one by one, just plink, plink. And sometimes they get stuck, so we have to wiggle them.
Is there any particular reason this is being done very specific and untimely manner?
I ran out of bags.
You're out of bags. Why didn't you just put it all in one bag?
Tink. It continues on, and he says nothing.
And imagine, because I hate you. And you
Plink, 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 plink. They're more violently being shoved through the crack of the bottom of the door.
Are you having a good time here?
You're
Because I
allowed.
think in the downtime of you shoving the singular gold piece underneath of the door, we should really get to know each other.
You're blink, 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 blink,
I am 7 feet tall and this door looks
blink. Now it's done.
2 inches.
There's 20 gold pieces, or another 40 gold pieces laying at your feet.
That's what he said.
And in
Bust down the door.
disorganized pile.
Quick, 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 quick.
We'll bust down the door. That takes me
And then he shoves the rest through the little window.
Are you kidding
Just
me?
the clanging can be heard from passerbys.
So, is there anything else you wanted us to do for you? Because I know that you have a kidnapping problem, essentially.
What? Yes. Yes, I do.
Are willing to help you with your kidnapping problem for a return.
Of course. I mean, you sure noticed. I mean, if I see you again, of course.
Well, we've already kind of proven that we're pretty good. So, what are you offering in return for at least one of your kidnapped children. I can't guarantee that we'll get them all, seeing as not all of them, maybe
How about this? We have 5 children missing. For every one you bring, I'll give you 50 gold.
make it 100.
I don't have enough for that, he says, almost crying. It's 50, it's all I have.
I think a neutral good character is smart. Alright, you're gonna make me feel better. What do you say, Sue? What is your input on the deal?
He puts a hand on Dante's arm. I was already ready to do this for no payment, so any payment would be good.
Well, let's just hope Rainer is on Pat's Basu's hand. Let's just hope Rainer is on the same wavelength as you and I are. You definitely won't be. We'll take 50 per joy.
Thank you.
Like 500 gold?
I think so.
No. 50 per child, bring back 5 children.
Yeah, it'd be like 250.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's 250.
I knew it was all up there.
It's like, if it were 500, it'd be 100.
God, you're already hazeling.
I know, and it's really hard because Dante's neutral good and he kind of feels bad about this, but you know, they're broke. The noble money only went so far.
The money will be used for noble causes. To upgrade your armor and weapons. To fight evil more efficiently.
I can't do something that is evil. So I'm a neutral good. I'm trying.
Why don't you go with chaotic good?
Yeah. Neutral sounded neutral shit a little better. He already feels kind of bad about this.
You can say this. Most guys are the king. I said to me.
I am dealing the hand I am dealt.
I know, that's what I said to me, but that's
Neutral good is more so you don't take sides.
Yeah.
But you treat everybody equally.
Yeah. Again, I'm stealing the hand I am dealt right now.
Yes.
Feel kind of bad about this. We'll take the 50. We'll do what we can.
Thank you.
Do you have any inkling on what direction the goblins took the children? Or have you been locked up in here still?
Well, my scout, Eric, he made the map. And the map is where their den is, but we can't ever get close. No, he is the well-dressed guard.
Oh. Eric has the map?
I gave the map to you.
Oh, that map.
You lose it.
No, it's not lost. It's not lost. Still have it. It's fine.
That was my only copy.
So it's like kindergarten drew it. So Dante reaches into his room, takes out a map, and it to Sue. Don't lose this.
the Sue eats it.
Vasu.
Yes.
Dante has given you the crudely drawn map
The kindergartner map.
and said, "Don't
Yeah.
lose this." It's the map of where the goblin lair is supposedly supposed to be.
All right, take it, fold it up, slip it in that book, and then put it in my satchel.
Get an aerial view, the rest of us can't. Be a better idea if you do. Anyway. Alright then, we'll be off.
As you both walk back to the rest of the party, you notice storm clouds overhead. It looks like it's going to rain soon.
Probably wait until morning.
It begins to overcast, blocking out the sun, giving it almost a blue-like filter, creating a sunny, beautiful day to a dreary day.
What day is
It is 5 p.m.
Probably wait until these clouds clear, at least somewhat. We don't want to march into goblin territory when it's dark.
You hear muffled behind the door. The children could be dead, you know.
It's not helpful.
I mean, so could we, but
Well, why don't I put it this way? We march into a goblin territory at night. Goblins typically, dark little things. And we're ambushed by goblins. I'm pretty sure about 50 of them could probably take us down. And then none of the children are returned because your heroes have died. Or we go when the overcast clears at least a little bit, and we have more visibility. We're likely not going to get caught at night.
Because you know this land, you know Sword Coast, you've lived in it. Nightfall is at 8 p.m., 8:30 p.m.
So we wait until dawn. We go at dawn, where we have visibility.
The storm doesn't seem to be close. You can see it off in the distance over the mountains, heading this way.
It's still going to get darker. Shouldn't go into an ambush at night. Night creatures. What? Why are you staring at me?
What?
You were staring at me earlier.
Sorry. Oh, I'm aware.
Why are you staring at me?
because
What does Vasu think the party should do?
Weighing the options here, since Vasu has thaumaturgy, combat could maybe get taken out of the equation. Goblins are kind of skittish. Surprise them. Big loud noise. They all run off.
It's also dependent on how many there are. We don't know how many goblins are there.
I have my own opinion. I'll order conversation.
We have no idea how many goblins we're going to encounter.
This is
Or
ultra
if they
check.
have other creatures working for them. With them, I should say.
Yeah, goblins tend to hang around ogres.
Exactly. We have no idea what to expect. It's not best to go at night.
I'd agree with that.
Bring it up to the others. Talk it out. So they're gonna head back to the party.
All right, so you end up at the armor and the smithy. Now the party is together.
Bounty. We have a new one.
Okay.
For every child we bring back, who's been 5 is 50 gold.
That's doable.
So if we bring back all 5, it's 200 gold.
We're doing fine, Mom.
The crudely drawn kindergarten map, that's the map to the den.
Okay. Figured that much. Thank you.
Nightfall comes around 8:30 p.m. in this.
Yes.
I say we wait until dawn.
What's your race? You human? No. Half orc. Well, that would be a decent idea if you were a bunch of humans.
We don't know how many goblins there are, and if they're working with other creatures.
That's why it's best to have the element of surprise. We need to do reconnaissance. Waiting to jump them in the morning is going to do us just about as much good as jumping them right now. You all have dark vision, meaning you can see a hell of a lot better out now than I can if you get into the woods.
Not in the pitch black.
In comparative terms, yes. It'll be like everything's dimly lit for you. Everything for me will be pitch black. Remember, Monster Hunter, I know how Academy works. Oh no, I'm well aware. I phrased it that way just to upset you. So, our best bet is to do a quick run by here at night, where you guys can look and see before we strike. Because considering, the sheer effectiveness of their first raid on town,
That was 6 out of how many?
that were waiting, we dispatched those first 6 with such fluidity that we scared off a hell of a lot more than 6. Do you not see those bunkers going up?
Where that? We don't know if it's dead. We don't know if there were other creatures with them. Ogres. Other big creatures that are bigger than me.
Yes, I'm very well aware.
Okay then.
You were the least threatening thing I have seen in a long time. In conjunctive terms, if they have an ogre, we either walk blindly into it when it's daytime, or we see what they have while it's nighttime. Is that not also a good idea to see what we're getting ourselves into before we blindly run into it, regardless of whether there's light or not?
Am I out of the blackness? Yeah, let's check out some of the other guys.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm out now?
Best bet would probably be to get an aerial view. High enough where they're not going to be able to see us.
Looking over to the
Only
border, man.
one of us could do that.
I'm aware of that. That's why I brought it up.
Well, sending one of us.
There will be us on the ground, so an aerial view is going to help a lot. Help a lot of you.
No shit, I was gonna make the bird person walk.
Oh my god. That's not what I just heard.
So is the suggestion now that we go at night and scout it out?
Yes, that was the suggestion while Vasu is in the air. Vasu?
It'd be a lot easier to, or not at least. It'd be a lot harder to see me at night flying around versus in the morning. So
See? Vasu's got the right idea. Or doing a recon at night. It's the only one who's used his brain.
I was trying to, but thank you.
Oh, by walking in blindly in broad daylight?
You have lost every point in this conversation, so we'll just go with your point.
Probably work out better in the long run.
Thank you. You are amazing at describing.
What do they do in broad daylight? Not discrediting.
That's not.
Workshopping is the preferred term.
I'm just gonna.
No, my Skittle! No, it's in the middle of the conversation. No, my Skittle!
So, let's go. Actually, I'm gonna look at, since we're still at the armor, it says, how long has it been, approximately?
What?
How long has it been?
It's been an hour, so your leather armor is done and
Blue.
fitted. And your staff gets a +1 to damage.
Yes. Go to NFE's inventory. And then hit manage equipment. Okay. It's the big box that has actions, spells, inventory.
Okay.
Hit the inventory word, and then there should be a box that says manage inventory.
Okay.
Okay, once you have that open, go to the bar that says filter and type in studded leather and then hit add. And it should ask you where you want to put it. Put it in equipment. Alright, now go down to where your equipment is. And you should see that the box is in checkmark. What? All right, now checkmark the studded leather. There you go. Did that make your number go up any? Okay, then take it off. We'll have to find something that won't give you D's. Your snide remarks. Right. Well, I think we'd just be on our way then. All agreed? Oh.
Aye, aye.
So you're choosing to take a short rest and then go at night?
Yes.
Osmo, okay. You're welcome. Are you going to camp or stay in the tavern?
Wait out.
You're welcomed with open arms in the tavern to stay there for free until you go to get the lost children. Nightfall it dawns down and it's nightfall now. As you exit the tavern and make your merry way down the dirt path into the woods, the storm clouds hang overhead, covering the moon and the stars. It gets unnecessarily dark.
Just hold on. Bitch, no, I'm doing like 800 fucking things on this thing.
You walk, you can hear just the silent footsteps of each party, or you can hear the light footsteps of each party member.
Fuck you specifically, because this is what we're gonna do.
The woods are silent. Too silent. As you follow your map down the dirt path, it is now extremely dark. A thick fog begins to roll through the trees and underbrush.
Oh boy. Here it is. You hear a sleep number advertisement playing in the distance.
Yeah, with your sleep number bed, you can get to sleep much easier.
Like haunting.
I'm working on it. There are ads. I can't help that.
I know. The trees creak and moan with every step the party takes. Starting at your feet, the fog begins to engulf you.
Well, that's lovely.
The fog is so thick you can barely see the other character in front of you.
Is everybody around? Can everyone hear each other?
Can we?
Yes.
Good, so you hear you flying.
Fantastic.
Dark vision can't even peer through this mist that seems to drain.
It isn't just any darkness. This is advanced darkness.
Rainer is going to grab Inavi's hand. Just a bit tired.
Okay. Now fully engulfed, the path seems to be invisible. You were walking on a dirt path, and then you find yourself walking on sleek cobblestone. You're exhausted. You feel like you've only been walking, what, a mile? 2 miles? And now you feel like you've walked for ages, like a wandering soul in a forgotten realm.
Rayner's gonna crouch down, like pause his walking to investigate the slate underneath him. The slate underneath of him.
Okay. You don't need to roll.
Okay.
As you look down, sorry, that was kind of sassy. As you look down and you feel the wet cobblestone, you remember there was no cobblestone road the last time you traveled. Where was the wagon?
Is everyone still around?
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
There was no cobblestone on our way into town.
Well, I can remember.
Where did we go? Find this. Who has the map?
So I gave it to you.
Yeah, Vasu pulls out the book from his satchel, opens it up, and takes the map out.
Are there any other paths leading away from Finland?
No.
Well, then that seems to be a tricky little thing. There are no other roads leading from Fandolin. Where are we?
As you continue walking, you are surrounded by lifeless trees that emerge from the fog, skeletal and dark. You emerge from the fog almost instantly, like it spat you out. You then feel like you can breathe again. And then a small swinging sign next to a hanging corpse, eviscerated by crows and ravens, its eyes plucked out, the skin rotting off of it, like like when a buck rubs its antlers against a tree. It's been sitting there for a long time, hanging from a noose in a single pole. Hangs a sign, waving while the wind blows. And further down the path, the trees almost engulf the roof like an arched hallway. And the sign reads, Barovia.
I don't know. I've never heard of it before.
I'm not from here.
You're all on.
This land has never been heard of. You can't recognize anywhere that you are.
Bro.
And then as soon as you pass the corpse heading further down the road, a sign hangs from its neck reading, non-believer and soulless.
Well.
Welcome in.
And the trees, as soon as you look back down the road, the trees open up out of nowhere without a sound. And a village can be seen hiding amongst the fog. And a large mountain range behind it, towering over the village. A castle with a single green light in the tower.
Who's gonna tell the guy that not to find the kids?
Assuming you never make it back.
Twitter talk.
No, I didn't mean alive. I didn't mean die.
Oh no, I'm
Assuming we ever go back.
that was assuming.
And Vasu, while the party members are talking, you hear creaking behind you.
I kind of look behind me.
The trees are moved. completely covering the path as if it never existed, shrouding it in darkness.
Look back to the party. Well, there goes the way out.
Never mind.
What?
They stand
So
corrected.
we are still here.
Well, for the time being, might as well get cozy. Village up ahead, might as well see who's home.
Yeah.
And Rainer is going to take the lead amongst the party members.
And as you approach this lifeless, unlit, desolate town, the fog rolls in behind you and engulfs the forest. And that's where we will leave off.
Amazing.
Awesome.
So, what y'all think?
That was pretty good.
So, the session 0, I wanted to start you off in regular D&D. I wanted to see how the party operated, and I wanted to see how you guys worked together and how you guys talked and how your players interacted with each other.
And getting you to see something classic.
Yes. And then I see I gave a beautiful transition.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
You have to ask your question.
Yes.
Are you awarding XP for that puzzle I solved?
Oh, yeah. Sorry. It was a lesser puzzle.
That's fine.
So you get 50.
Fuck.
Because it was an individual thing.
Yeah.
For your persuasion acts, I'm giving you 50 XP. For your sly combat skills that I found impressive, I'm giving you 25. I'm also for giving us the one of the greatest goblin deaths of all time, and if he gets 25. And then Vasu, for his beautiful interaction with the dark elf woman, really playing to his character, he'll get 50.
He said how much?
50.
You get 25, and Aniff gets 25.
Okay. Blue. Do you hear him?
So now we get to get into the spooky stuff.
Ooh.
Blue, hit the gear by Enifi's name.
He's done.
Okay. I gotta get going.
Scroll down to where it says manage experience.
No, it just sounded kind of upset.
Type in the type XP value, type in 25.
Like, I know it took a while to get there, but I just wanted to make sure everybody.
And then hit
Okay.
Okay.
It took a lot of leave.
And at times, probably.
Did you do a little?
What?
Alright, let's get back up.
As soon,
I
I have handouts and stuff, like handouts and ready stuff, like physical stuff to play with. And that'll be fun. I would have laughed my ass off if somebody would have said, "I don't think we're in Kansas anymore." I don't think we're in Kansas anymore.
Oh, beat the shit out of him.
We need a no context for this.
You gotta work on it.
Because we got to do goblin.
Make bots. I have to make individual bots for all of them, so I need to work on it.
We got to write down goblin anal glue. And I'm gonna beat the shit out of him. No.
We'll have to beat the shit out of them.
So no, it's like, so how do you attack the goblins? DM.
Oh, I have to
Send me
create a DM bot.
DM.
Yeah, you take a picture of Zach. No, take a picture of Zach as he is right now.
Oh my god.
I feel silly.
Alright, I'll crop it later.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Okay. Please hold, I gotta open my pictures now. It's just, oops, that's not it.
You're gonna look so fucking weird.
You look like you should be the DM.
Hey, so what are you doing to the goblin? I'm gonna beat the shit out of him.
No, it's DM.
I'm just gonna go up and beat the shit out of him.
DM colon. So how do you attack the goblin? Gregor, I'm gonna beat the shit out of him.
You know what? I'm cleaning all this up.
Sorry if I started policy. It
No, you're
wasn't towards that. It was just, I don't know.
I think that was recording worthy.
Yeah,
We did record.
I did.
oh yeah. I'm gonna beat the shit out of him.
Yeah. Goblin anal glue.
Guys, this was great.
Unfortunately, I will not be able to pick up. Really gotta go.
I said I'll get later.
Oh yeah. Are we still meeting? Are you meeting this Wednesday, or are we just doing it Sunday from now?
Thank you.
Yeah, I know Tony said he didn't think Wednesdays anymore.
I didn't say that. I said maybe
Oh.
until I get a new job. When
Oh. Okay. You were saying that that's the 3.9 when you.
no. It was